Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to A Podcast Will Save This Relationship.
My name is Sarah, she, her.
I'm Josh, he, him, and on today's...
it's gay month.
And it is gay month.
It's gay month. I almost said game month.
It's game month, but it's also gay month.
It's also gay month.
It's Pride Month, and we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We talked about Battleship, and I don't remember any of it.
No.
We recorded this podcast over 2 days because we had to stop in the middle of it, but we got Reddit stories. We got all the fun shit that you guys know.
Damn, you're really trying to rush through gay month, huh?
I'm sorry.
Damn.
We didn't rush through it.
Mr.
Listen,
Heterosexual.
yesterday, I gave it time yesterday, so today I don't have to.
I can't wait for the inaugural, the July 1st, Sarah's no longer gay tweet.
It's going to be a fucking American flag behind you.
Every year you do that.
Yeah.
And every year I never stop being gay.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
That's the title of the episode. Never stop being gay.
I think gay would get us demonetized.
What are you talking about?
I'm
are you
sorry.
for real?
It's probably, yeah.
Try it.
I'm not. I don't know if I want to risk. I don't know if I want to risk my...
Homophobia.
Hold on.
Homophobic. He's homophobic.
I'm sorry.
He's homophobic.
Timestamps are down in the description for Reddit, all the segments. You guys know what's up. We also have...
G*Y. Never stop being G*Y.
I'm going to spell out asterisk. Okay, all right, there we go. But hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts.
Yes.
Patreon, buy me a coffee, those websites, APWSTR if you want to support financially. We also have mutual aid links down in the description.
Yeah, support the LA protest. Fuck ICE. Abolish ICE. They do not need to be doing the shit that they're doing.
Yeah.
I fucking hate them. Fuck fascism, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And also everything else still. Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Hurricane Helene, help Appalachia because they were abandoned.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Also LA wildfires still. The fires are not going, but they still need money as well.
Yeah. So yeah, everything's down in the description. The link tree's down below. Our cat is telling us to finish the show,
so we can go cuddle her.
Yeah,
she is upset.
Enjoy the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah,
have a good one and have a good one. Just have a good one. Bye. Popping pills.
Woo!
This podcast brought to you by
fucking party. And it's Advil.
Yeah, just fucking ibuprofen. Yeah. This podcast brought to you by ibuprofen. Ibuprofen.
Let's fucking party.
Let's party. Let's party. That should be their logo. Yeah, that should be their slogan. Yeah.
How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's gay.
Yeah, happy gay.
Did
dude.
you know it's gay?
Yeah.
I'm sad that we missed a whole week of gay.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
How dare you? No, I needed it. I needed it too. I needed that break.
Yeah.
Oh, we're being more strategic with our breaks now, where it's not like when we need money, we take a break or else we're gonna die,
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So now it's like we needed a break, and it was just usually the first week of the month is
a decent time, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know how much money we've made yet.
Yeah, so it feels,
Yeah.
But it was a good break. I'm happy that we did
really
take the break.
I played Farming Sim the whole time.
It reminds me of like, what is it? We're like a sim, like when Drawfee does their truck sim.
Yeah.
Were you farming for gay?
I was farming for gay. And I do think at some point, and it doesn't have to be during Pride Month. We should do like a trans lifeline type thing on the gaming. We need to get gaming back up because I've been really missing it.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you popping in my stream last week kind of revitalize a little bit of the?
We should game together. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Well, because people fucking went off. You know what I mean? I think also seeing NL stream with his wife and like how cute that was.
You were like, that could be cute.
Oh, yeah.
With us. Yeah.
Well,
all right, that's
just
fair.
like, I don't know. You like hearing people that like each other talk to each other. That's kind of the whole point of YouTube, isn't it?
I guess so. Yeah. That's not what this is, right?
No, we hate each other.
We fucking a real Penn and Teller fucking dynamic on here, where it's like we don't talk at all during the rest of the week.
That's why I don't fucking speak.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
But yeah, no,
But yeah, it's
fucking
gay,
yeah,
man.
happy Pride Month, man.
I was going to have a whole like background on Pride. I'm stupid though, and I don't have anything of it. And I know people wanted a newspaper segment of
Which I
Pride.
think maybe next 2 weeks we could, but we just didn't have the money for the newspaper.
Yeah, we had to cancel the newspaper shit because I wasn't using it,
Yeah,
and we kept getting
and I was just
overdrawn.
like, "Hey, Sarah, we spent $30 for the past 4 months without using this. Do you want me to cancel this?"
Blame the cis man.
And this was last month too, so I was not thinking ahead at all.
Blame the cis white man for doing it.
Yeah, you can.
So
blame
I don't
me on
have
that.
access to it.
Yeah,
I was gonna do like a Pulse thing also because Pulse is
local to us in Orlando.
It's like down the fucking street.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, and it impacted me because it was 2016, right when I graduated, and
Like your first time being an adult, and like,
yeah, it was a literal like 1 month after I graduated.
Jesus, yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't know. I think it might be good to just talk about gay rights for a minute. And then I think I'll have, I'm going to buy the newspaper article thing this week and probably have something up on my Tumblr about something. I know a coffee last week was like, oh, maybe don't do Stonewall because everybody talks about it. I feel like I might still do it because, A, I want to know more about it.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm personally ignorant about it and I should learn more. But also, if I'm ignorant about it,
there's
probably other people are.
Yeah.
I know the Marsha P. Johnson is the black trans woman that threw a brick at the thing. But I also know that statement is like people have picked it apart and said like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is what happened. She didn't actually throw the brick, it was somebody else, but she was there and blah, blah, blah. And she led the thing, but she was just, I don't know. So it's something that I want to look at. And I'm also interested in the reactions to the Stonewall riot as well, because that was the first like Pride, and maybe that's also a statement that's not true. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think that's why it's good to like look into still. I think, especially as like me growing up as a straight white guy in Florida, fucking I don't know half of this shit, and I can like admit that like because I've been fucked over by the education system.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't grow up with any kind of queer history.
Yeah,
you know? I just knew like my parents' relationship to gay people was strained, but it wasn't like, I would describe it as strained. They probably would be like, I don't have a problem, but it's like, I don't know. I think about it more and I'm like, no, she had a problem. She had a problem. And I think my dad didn't give a fuck, but I wonder how he would have reacted, you know, if I had come out while he was alive. I don't know. Apparently on his deathbed, though, with my cousin, who is bisexual, not my cousin, my niece, she's bisexual, he was like, you're gay. It's all right.
Biphobia in this house. Let's go.
And she was like, no, grandpa, I'm bisexual. It means I like, you know, she tried to, you know, and because it's like my dad wasn't super like that, you know, he wasn't really homophobic. He was well-meaning.
Do you think part of that might be he knew he was dying, so like one last thing he wants to do is just fuck around on someone?
No, I think he genuinely was trying to do better.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't awesome his whole life, but he had a lot of guilt about buying into an America that was shitty.
Yeah.
And I think later in life, he realized that America was going down the toilet and he had a big crisis of like
American faith. Like American pride.
Yeah, because like growing up, he was very much like we don't make fun of the president. That's not something that we do. And then George Bush happened, and he was like, I'm uncomfortable with this idea. People making fun of him. I think he's an idiot, but you can't say like he's still the president, and it was hard for him to grow into that idea.
Yeah.
And then by the end of his life, he was like, fuck all this. This shit sucks.
Huh.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he was just like, it's okay. You can just say that you're gay. It's fine. I don't care.
Like an ironic like overcorrection.
Yeah. He was just trying to be like, it's all right. He was trying to solve everything on his deathbed. I think that's a lot of like what what people don't think about when old people are dying. They are trying to like atone.
A little bit, yeah.
Most of the time, that's the thing on their mind if they're together. Is they want to atone. Like my grandma called me on her deathbed and she was like, "What's going on with you? How are you doing at school? What are your hobbies? What's going on with you? Blah blah blah." Because she had never given a shit.
Yeah,
and she felt bad about that. But yeah, and then my mom, her relationship to it was like she had friends growing up that were queer, and she didn't know that they were queer, but they had dated each other, and she blamed them for dragging her into it, quote unquote. So, you know, but then she was like, but I'm fine with that, I don't care. And all through my childhood, she was very much like, Sarah, if you're gay, it's fine. You can tell me. Sarah,
fingers crossed
gay.
Behind her back, yeah, like.
And I've had flashbacks recently to like times where like High School Musical would be on TV, and then my mom would be like, "Isn't Zac Efron cute?"
You like men, don't you?
Literally all the time. And I'd be like, "Not really," because I didn't have any crush on anyone, any man at all, while as a child. And then when I started dating men, I was like, "No, yeah, I like men."
And that's also funny because like your mom was like, "Are you fucking dating men right now?"
Yeah, she fucking flipped her lid. Like she was pissed. She wanted me to have crushes on men to assuage her that I wasn't gay.
But the second that you actually start dating people, I'm losing control of my daughter now. Help.
So yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's wild now. My relationship with my sexuality is weird because I'll see a man that everyone is attracted to and I'll be like, nah, not for me. And I'll have a flashback to childhood where my mom was like, everyone likes this guy. You should too. You should
conform,
to be
conform,
normal.
Conform.
And I'll be like, no, is that weird? And then why is fucking I'm trying to think. Why does she go from Kim Possible so fucking hot?
They didn't need to draw her this way.
They didn't need to draw her that way. What
like
the
trying
hell?
to take like an intellectual route to your like queerness.
Intellectualizing my queerness.
Why would they draw her this way? What are they trying to sell me?
Curious, making my girl Barbies kiss.
Just to see what happens.
Just to see what happens. You know.
Oh, they don't blow up? Oh, that's crazy.
Wow, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, this is acceptable?
And nobody comes in and says, wrong, bad. So, I mean, I don't know. It is wild, but it is nice now to be able to be queer in a straight relationship, you know.
No, yeah, I feel you.
In a heterosexual relationship and also be able to be queer and be out. Even though, you know, who knows? Who knows how this society is going? Times are hard right now, and the United States of America has decided that gay is no longer. Pride Month is no longer. Not that gay is no longer, but
we're not there yet.
Well, it's getting there.
But give it time.
Yeah, so I do agree it's a similar situation to Black History Month where I should be doing a history segment. I just don't have the monetary funds right now.
Yeah, sorry.
But it will happen. It will happen on my Tumblr probably.
For sure. Yeah.
And
I think that's good.
I'll have some segments, I think, probably next week and the week after.
Yeah, for sure.
But put down moments in queer history in the comments down below that you want me to look up. I know there's the one from the coffee. I will do that one.
Yes.
Because I think that is interesting. I'll probably do Stonewall this week, but it'll be on my Tumblr only. It won't be on the show. So go to thatsoherein.tumblr.com. ThatSohereon.tumblr.com.
Good plug, dude.
Yeah.
If you don't follow Sarah, you're homophobic.
Yeah. That's so true.
That's so true, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know. Happy Pride Month to this house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's Pride Month in this house, and I think it is important.
And in our channel.
Yeah, 100%. We want to be a safe spot.
Yeah.
And I feel like saying that too, I want to make that abundantly clear because I mean, we're recording this Monday the 9th, 6/9, nice. But like the protests that are going on in like LA, and I know that's immigration and not like pride related, but I mean it kind of is because it's like this is a stepping stone to
Palestine immigration and in the United States. the attack on trans rights, all of it is connected.
Yeah.
And you can see it. There have been really fucking sick photos coming out of the protests that are similar. They're like shockingly similar to the protests that have happened in not protests, but like the resistance that has happened in Palestine.
Yeah.
And you can see like it is. Our struggles are all connected.
Yeah.
And it's a moment. We should take this moment and like just have solidarity with everybody and everybody's struggles. Because that is something that I have a bit of a nitpick about, are people that look at things and they pick one thing and they're like,
that's the only thing.
This is the only thing that matters. I think we can care about multiple things at the same time.
I will say also, because it's like Trump called it Title IX month or something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
so it
is
is
like,
kind of connected, I guess, in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sexual assault cases are also important, but that's a good point. Is like, it's all, they're trying to divide us in that way.
Yeah.
And
into as small of a box as possible, so that way you start fighting with people in other boxes.
Oh, you're celebrating Pride Month? Do you not care about this other thing? Oh, you care about Palestine? Do you not care about gay people?
Yeah.
Oh, you care about immigration? You don't give a shit about Palestine?
There's room in my heart to care about multiple things.
Yeah, I care about people, and these are all people that
humanity. You know,
I care about humanity. I care about people that are victims of this government and this horrible fascist ideology. And it encompasses all of them, and I find it very easy to care about all of them. I don't think it's that hard. And I implore you to care about all of them as well.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. And I'm not shaming you if you care about one over another. I think it would be great if we could expand our hearts.
Yeah, and our horizons too. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway, so you watched Battleship?
I didn't know how to transition. Oh, God damn it.
Speaking of love, Josh, what do you hate this week?
Remember, kids, keep love in your heart, but you use your brain for every...
take all that hate and send it towards Battleship, the movie.
Captain Disillusion once said, love with your heart, use your brain for everything else. Yeah. And this is everything else.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I watched Battleship.
All right,
I don't know. I don't remember. It was in the Twitch chat. We were talking about like late 2000s, early 2010s. Like,
Rihanna.
Yeah, like action movies and like shitty movies of this ilk. And I think it's also fun because it's a Hasbro movie and it's technically the first one.
This came out around Captain Phillips, I do remember. It was a lot of boat shit happening at the same time.
A lot of Navy propaganda coming out, I think, with this. Okay, so Battleship. It's a game. It's a game you play on the table.
Yeah.
And you
have a little divider.
And before Hasbro was like, let's get an actual director to make something with one of our products.
Should we explain what Battleship is? Do the kids know about Battleship?
Okay, yeah, fine. You're right about this, yeah.
Yeah, so Battleship is a 2-person game. You have a little divider between you so you can't see the other person's board.
You place ships on like a little pegboard.
On like a little like a grid. And then the other person places like missiles. They have a certain number of missiles.
And they'll say like C3, and then if it hits, you say hit, and then you put a little red thing, and then
they know that your ship is there.
And the goal is to sink the other person's ships.
All the other person's ships, without losing all of your missiles.
Yes.
Before the other person, essentially.
Which this is important to know.
Yes.
With the movie.
It's very basic rules. It's an older game.
Well, not even that. It's important to know because they do that in the movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you need to do in a Battleship movie.
Is at some point someone has to say a number and then a letter and then be like hit or miss.
Yeah, like it could be a 60-second film. Like, okay, we're going to shoot the missile at C3. Hit. The end. Like, that's Battleship.
That should have been the movie. That's actually
been the movie. That's it.
And no, instead they had to make it. This is like the most like going to war Navy propaganda I've seen in a movie.
Yeah.
For this segment.
That's awesome.
Like
that's fucking hilarious.
It's real because like it's because they have. I assume they had to do it in order to get any sort of access to like the Missouri, like a ship. Period. Yeah.
The Missouri,
like the USS Missouri. The one that was in World War II specifically.
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know the
It's
name.
either Missouri or Mississippi, one of the two. It's like a very important ship. Also, okay, we need to talk about all the things that this movie is related to that isn't.
Battleship?
Yeah.
Okay.
The aliens.
There are aliens?
Yeah, so the aliens are the bad guy. It would have been crazy if it was like Russia versus America, but like in
That would
order
have been more
realistic, I guess. Or like general quote unquote bad country versus America or whatever.
Yeah.
Because okay, the reason why it has to be aliens is because
Well, it would be the bad country is America against a country.
I know.
Yeah.
But this is in the fantasy land of 2011.
Yeah.
So okay, here's why it's aliens. Here's why it's aliens and not generic country, bad country that isn't America.
Yeah.
It's because they really, really badly want to have the rules of Battleship happen with ships. So like the aliens don't attack unless you attack. And I think vice versa technically.
That's awesome.
So like they make like a 10,000 foot dome or whatever, that you can't get in or out of. And in that dome, there's still a military base.
Right.
So they just send out a bunch of like fucking drones and like to just destroy the base because they think they're going to attack with that.
You know, they could have done this in because there is a time period where it's like, no, the rules of the sea is that you don't attack until they attack, right?
Yeah, but no.
And you could have done that in like the fucking, like a Pirates of the Caribbean era. Shit. That could be interesting. But instead,
no,
because they had to... they had to advertise for the military, they chose aliens.
Yes.
Which is really funny.
Yeah.
It like shaped the rest of the movie to be bad.
Pretty much,
wow.
Yeah. Well, it's also... okay. There's a lot of reasons why this movie's bad. Not just that. Boring white guy protagonist.
Yeah.
The movie...
Is it Channing Tatum? Who is it?
No, it's a guy that looks like Chris Pine but isn't, and I swear probably wasn't in much else, but I think he was in like a TV show or something.
Damn, poor dude.
Yeah, like everyone else in this movie has gone on to do better. I told you before, like Jesse Plemons is in it, Rami Malek is in it with only one line, which was funny.
You were really shocked that all these people were acted badly, and I was like,
well, no, I was surprised that they were just in here. Yeah,
Joshua.
But no.
Oh, really? Remy Malek acted badly? Whoa.
No, I think it was wild that he was in this movie
he was in
just because it was
Twilight.
like, okay, fine, all right.
Jesse Plemons is in fucking everything. And whoever the other guy was.
I said Liam Neeson, but whatever. That's
yeah, I mean, come on.
But also, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone else is more famous than whoever this lead guy is.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. I think his name in the movie's like Hopper or something.
Yeah.
The reason he's a boring male protagonist in the sense of like throughout the movie up until like 5 minutes until it's over, everyone's like, man, you could just be so good if you actually gave a shit about what you're doing. You have so much potential, but you're wasting it. You could be an awesome sailor. You could be an awesome like army something.
My father, Coast Guard captain, is rolling around.
Yeah, you could
heaven.
Be an awesome.
Not in his grave, rolling around in heaven. I'm rotating my dead father in my mind.
Next to the banana, yeah.
Yeah, next to the banana. He's got the banana in his hand.
Yeah, hell yeah.
While he's rotating it.
But it like every 5 minutes, there's a character that's like, dude, you're in control now. You have to be good at this now. You have a lot of potential and you're wasting it.
Yeah.
And it gets annoying so quickly. Because he also has an older brother character that's like higher up in the Navy than he is. And also his older brother, like the way they show them together is like just yelling at him for like robbing a convenience store. Like, and it's just walking, but like he didn't go to jail for some reason. Like, okay, all right.
He's white.
Yeah, then you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's just go through the movie because whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't remember all of it. Who cares? It's Battleship. This is Hasbro's first foray into fucking making movies, and they really whipped it.
Funny as fuck. They didn't go Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie.
First.
Yeah, people.
Battleship
They
first.
really are trying to put Battleship under the fucking rug. I think 'cause
People joke about the Hasbro universe.
it exists technically. There's two movies.
It existed before Barbie.
Yeah.
though. Like they haven't been putting in the fucking work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you an OG Hasbro Universe fan like I am when I saw Battleship in theaters?
with
Hell
Rihanna?
yes.
Dude, yeah. Okay. All right. Movie starts. It's at NASA or whatever.
NASA or whatever
is the
yeah.
name of it. And there's glasses scientist man is on like a video call with regular science man.
Right.
And they're talking about, oh, we put the James Webb telescope in space and we're going to send out signals to this Goldilocks zone planet where there's probably life.
What a fucking time to be alive when that was the thing that people were talking about on Twitter.
Yeah.
And now it's a cop shooting a rubber bullet at a Australian reporter on purpose. Not on accident, just fully like, hello, I'm going to shoot you now. Hello, camera. Hi. Well, give me my 15 minutes of fame. I'm going to shoot a rubber bullet at this Australian reporter. You know you're supposed to bump them off the ground to hit people? I'm just going to shoot it right at her fucking leg. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, what a time where it was just science on Twitter.
Hello,
yeah.
This is fascism. And then like back when it was just like, look at this cool photo of space.
Yeah. In simpler
Isn't
times.
This wonderful what we can do as human beings. And then I guess fucking fascist neo-Nazis were like, hold my beer.
10 years later, yeah.
Hold my fucking beer.
But okay, all right. At NASA or whatever, glasses scientist man is in there. There's a planet 20 billion light years away or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's in the Goldilocks zone where people think, oh, there might be life there. Whatever. Who cares?
Right.
So their plan to get into contact with this planet is to just shoot infoplasma through the James Webb Telescope satellite.
So this is the catalyst for aliens coming down and playing Battleship with the Navy. So this is an anti-science, pro-Navy movie.
Yes. But also...
Shit, man.
Okay, we need to talk about Glasses Man for a minute because and also the writer, because the writer really thought they cooked with this one line that's repeated twice.
Oh man!
And I'm gonna say it verbatim.
Let's go.
The science, because Glasses Scientist Man is like, we shouldn't do this. What if they're bad aliens? That's not the line.
That's so scientific, bro.
Yeah. Well, what he says is it's almost quote word for word like it's gonna be Columbus and the Indians. Only we're the Indians. And I'm not joking. That line specifically is said twice to different people from the same guy.
You couldn't have said something that aged worse.
Yeah, no, it's the worst.
You want to be Columbus, I guess. I want to be Columbus. The rapist murderer.
We need to get to that planet first and fuck them up. No, I
mean, come on, man. Oh my god.
And I'm not that said twice word for word in the movie because the writer really like fucking while they were jerking themselves off writing this movie was like I
nailed it.
Social commentary.
Also Indians.
I know, yeah. I know it's Native Americans. I'm sorry that I said
or indigenous
people.
Yeah,
it's
indigenous Americans. It's just wild, bro.
No, yeah, it's horribly. Yeah, I heard that and I was like, let's take a beat, movie. Let's take a little beat. Let's maybe go back to the writer's room on this. I know the movie's already out, but can we retroactively change this? Thank you.
It like gives you a flashback to when you were in pre-K and they told you to sit Indian style on the carpet.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jesus
fucking Christ.
Jesus Christ.
What do you mean we were primed to be racist pieces of shit as kids? What are you talking about?
I didn't even know that my days of the week and I was told to sit Indian style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ almighty, man.
Damn.
Awful. Yeah, so that's said and they start shooting their plasma info beams to this planet.
Yeah.
And It's like 5 years from when the movie actually takes place. So it takes 5 years for this beam to go 50,000 light years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Science isn't real. So meanwhile, there's not Chris Pine and his brother at a bar, and his brother is really honing in on him, like, hey, you have so much potential. If you should join me in the Navy, and maybe you'll be a good person. Something like that. Yeah. And he's like, no. Meanwhile, blonde lady shows up. These are the character types in the movie. Not Chris Pine, blonde lady, older brother, Liam Neeson.
Okay. And
Rihanna. And Jesse Plemons.
Yeah.
And very briefly, Rami Malek.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So a blonde lady shows up, and like not Chris Pine's immediately starts hitting on her, and she's like, "Oh, I want a sandwich from this bar, but the kitchen just closed." So not Chris Pine, breaks into a convenience store to get her a sandwich.
Okay.
And 5 years later, they're thinking about getting married.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But also, that's cute.
Yeah. Wrench thrown in, though. She's the daughter of the head admiral of the Navy, whatever.
Okay.
And it's Liam Neeson. So he simultaneously is trying to fuck the admiral's daughter, but also joins the Navy, but is also like the worst at the Navy and is not actually like good at anything he does because he doesn't care.
Is it wild I don't give a shit about this?
No, yeah, it doesn't matter.
It just sounds like a normal situation.
Yeah. You're right to be this way. This movie's really boring until it isn't, and then it gets boring again.
Okay, all right, good. I didn't know if I was weird for that.
No, you're right. No, I'm sorry. This is it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take like 30 minutes before we get to aliens. It felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah, like where the fuck is the aliens and where the fuck is Rihanna? I came to this movie for Battleship and Rihanna.
Yeah. So 5 years later, there's like an international meeting of all the navies. And apparently the only navies that exist on the planet are the American Navy and the Japanese Navy. And no one else is brought up.
Oh, okay.
Those are the only two ones that matter. There might have been an English Navy, but I think they get killed first off.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, and Rihanna's there and she's playing volleyball, but it's not like everyone's playing volleyball, but they're all like not doing the Top Gun thing. Like we're not doing a
playing with the boys.
Yeah, they're all wearing like shirts. Lame.
That is lame. What the fuck?
I'm assuming because I think these are all just like regular ass people, except for not Chris Pine, who I think does have abs, but they only show it for like 5 seconds.
Aw, man, what the hell?
Yeah, it's like, where's my homoerotic, like...
with the boys. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so all the navies are going out to do like a field exercise or whatever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at not NASA, they start receiving signals of like, oh, an asteroid might be hitting. Oh, that's not an asteroid. And
this is
this is an alien.
Oh, okay.
And everyone's just like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I know we were sending these signals out. I didn't expect anything to happen from it. And so Glasses Man starts freaking out for a reason, I guess. It makes sense.
That's a reason, I think.
So they just start... aliens just start going into the ocean. That's where they're going first. They're not...
not gonna lie, probably where they would go.
Yeah.
There's a good percentage they would go to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go into the ocean where this Navy is, and the young brother goes to the ship, like in a little dinghy with Rihanna, and they both walk on it, and it wakes up the aliens and starts the Battleship game, I guess, because they start shooting at the ship of the alien. And like
from a dinghy?
Yes, because the dinghy also has just like a Gatling gun on it or something. Yeah.
That's not what they're used for. I don't think. Does the Navy have dinghies with Gatling guns on them? Maybe they do. I don't know. But from what I understand, dinghies are used for approaching land when you don't want to moor your ship.
Yeah, but they want to approach this alien, but not without being safe. And
easily sinkable dinghy where you're in the water flailing around.
Meanwhile, when you wake up the aliens and you start shooting at it, they start shooting at you.
Right.
And somehow you miss all of them? That all the shots miss in this one scenario?
Well, it's easy to do in Battleship.
Probably,
not gonna lie.
Yeah. So
there are more spaces that are empty than have ship on them.
That is fair. That is fair.
I don't blame them. It's the first time they've ever played, so they don't know to go for the corners first.
Yeah, it's not. We're not. We haven't learned Battleship strategy yet in this movie. It takes about 2/3 of the movie for people to realize Battleship strategy.
Yeah, ship strats.
Yeah. I should also say, meanwhile, during all this, the blonde lady is also a physical / actual therapist for like veterans.
I like that you said actual.
Well, because
all the physiotherapists are gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
No, because the reason why I'm specifying is because the way they show this like therapy center, it's like a physical therapy where it's like they're doing
exercises.
Yeah, to like help regain feeling in parts that have been damaged from going to war. Yeah. But also, she does talk therapy
as well.
And this is the second thing the movie does. The movie kind of does and I don't. This might be racist, but the movie feels racist more than anything else.
Oh.
The movie kind of does a Blind Side.
Where
it's white lady and a black veteran. And like the black veteran's like, I don't want to fucking do anything anymore. I'm super depressed and I hate everything. And through the white lady going on a hike with him and giving him the ability to fight aliens with his prosthetic legs.
They did not have to do a white savior.
They really
moment.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't. They threw that in there.
This was the era of white savior movies, though.
Which is why I bring up Blind Side, because that's what it felt like the most in this moment. Yeah.
Which, if you don't know, if you're like, why are they shitting on the Blind Side? The guy that the Blind Side was based off of, I don't know his actual name, but he is suing the family that were the people that like caused the movie to happen. They had the rights to the movie, and he didn't get any money for it. It's based off of him and his story, though, which sucks. And they also just like made it look like he was less intelligent than he is. Like they made it look like he was not mentally, like he was mentally handicapped, and he isn't.
Yeah.
He is just like a regular guy who had a really great story and put a lot of work in, and they just kind of made it seem like they were the reason that he had his success, which is just, even if you do put somebody up, it's not the case. Like, they still put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Which is inherently racist. I know a lot of people loved The Blind Side and Sandra Bullock and everything.
No,
but
but
I hated that movie when I saw it. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was the most boring shit. Not even based on I was a kid when I saw it. I was just like, this movie sucks ass. This is the most boring fucking thing I've ever seen. Everyone's crying. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. And then she won an Oscar for it, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is not film. This is not what art is about. And I feel very vindicated that
now
the guy came out and was like, the story's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God.
Well, yeah,
thank God.
I think that the way that's interesting how you put it, because the guy's the guy is handicapped. Like, he doesn't have either of his legs. He has prosthetics, and he's trying to learn how to walk with both of his legs.
Yeah.
And the point of his character, is to get veterans into the movie, I think, but also to like have him have like a saving moment where like he literally uses his legs to kill aliens. It
feels like when the CIA is like, there are gonna be women dropping the bombs.
Kind of, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we don't want to be dropping the bombs, bro.
Yeah, because the way the movie like capitulates to like veterans, and like they do it in two ways. They do it this way.
Yeah.
But also they take like a solid 5 minutes at the beginning of the movie to like show, I'm assuming and hoping, actual like World War II Navy veterans.
Oh, wow.
And to be like, these are the real heroes. So then all the actors clap for them in the movie, which is fine.
I'm not anti-veteran. I don't care.
No, yeah.
I don't really have any strong feelings about the military other than it has too much money. Like, the money should go towards domestic things, rather than defense,
things that actually like really help. Like, we could have like single payer healthcare or shit like that. Yeah,
but there are real reasons people go into the military, like they want free college or something, or they want to, and I don't think that's invalid or anything. I just think there are people that are being used for horrible foreign policy.
No, and I agree with that.
But yeah, I don't have any hate towards veterans at all.
No, I don't either. The thing that I don't like in this movie is that they feel propaganda. Like it's a propaganda, but they feel like a prop / shield to where if you don't like the movie, you're somehow shitting on veterans, which is not what I want to do here.
And also, like, let's not pretend like they do care about veterans at all.
No, that's the other thing too, is like this movie was like greenlit by money hungry executives that thought, how do we get the most money from group A of people, group B of people, which I think is also why I want to bring up the fact that the only two militaries that are shown at all in this movie is Japan and the United States,
right?
Because it feels like also they were like, well, if we put Japan in here, we can bring this movie to Japan,
right,
and get a larger market share there, kind of in the same way that like Disney edits their movies for China specifically,
right, to change it.
Yeah, I don't know if people have seen this, because I know this was in Red Letter Media. Do you remember when they changed the like first, like the seventh Star Wars movie? They changed the poster to like completely get rid of Finn.
Yes, yeah, I do remember that, because
and I think in the movie they, in the edit that they got, took his character, a lot of his character.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's wild.
And I think that's why I want to bring it up, is because it feels like they could have edited this movie in a different way, to make it more profitable in other. Because also it's a board game company. They want they want money. They want money. Yeah.
It's a board game company probably funded by the extreme marketing for the military.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the ads. There are a lot of military ads.
Yeah.
Like we went to fucking MegaCon 2 years in a row. There are ads for for Go Army, you know?
Yeah. And then also it's like Intel also, but it's not showing off like the gaming stuff. It's like
the military stuff. Yeah. Which is like, why would you say that to gamers? That's weird, you know?
War is like a video game, guys. You can, that's what it,
And it's, this is a game, but it's also da-da-da. And it's like, wow, we're earnestly doing this after Ender's Game. Sorry to mention it. I know he's homophobic during Gay Month. But yeah, I mean, you know, that was the whole point of Ender's Game, was it's a game, but it is actually real military tactics, you know?
Yeah, which is also kind of why I feel like with the main character being like a guy that people like think can be really like, oh, you could be so good if you just did XYZ, and the answer is be in the military and like take control of the military.
Yeah.
And like what does that get you? It gets you a beautiful
wife
and the respect of her father.
Right, the respect of her father. You're a good person,
and your brother dies.
Doing crime anymore. Your brother dies. That's how it goes. Yeah. But it's all right. You get to kill aliens next to Rihanna.
Yeah. Awesome. I want to join the military now.
And we love you when you're a disabled veteran. We'll take care of you, which is a
that's
fucking
also a lie.
Yeah.
So that's why this movie just feels gross.
Yeah.
But also, it's so bad at propaganda that it's kind of like, I think people are just going to look at it and be like, this is dumb.
Yeah. Well, which they did. Yeah. When it came out, they were like, this is really dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because by the time that they're like all in like the electromagnetic dome or whatever, and like they have to start pretending like playing the game Battleship, and it takes them like 3 days or something to find out that they don't attack if you don't attack.
Through all of this year's Josh Mansplains, there's been a central thread of nobody knows what electromagnetism is. They do not,
or plasma or data,
antimatter, all of it. They've been wrong about all of it. With the exception of Tenet a little bit. But
we didn't even talk about Tenet.
Oh yeah, not Tenet. Sorry, what's the one with the Johnny Depp where it was actually kind of accurate? Transcendence. Yeah. The Tenet is the other one that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But with the exception of Transcendence, where the Faraday cage was real.
Yeah, that was the
one thing that was real. Everything else was like, you know, Lucy and all this shit, the Brainiverse.
The only real thing in this movie is like they use walkie-talkies.
You gotta tell me there's a scene where Rihanna's like C5.
No.
What the fuck?
Rihanna's not the one to do it. It's the head of the Japanese Navy is the one calling out the numbers, I think.
Man.
Because the main plot of the movie that isn't they have to kill all the aliens to save the Hawaii and the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Is like they have the guy that's the main character has to learn not to be an asshole. but also it kind of comes across like he's racist because the only person that we see that he really butts heads with is the Japanese like Navy guy.
I mean, it's a specific choice to choose the Japanese Navy.
Yeah,
while filming in Hawaii. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When your America war propaganda film.
Yeah. And also there's a certain point where like the aliens start going into like civilian centers and just start like destroying highways and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people we see in Hawaii, mind you, are just like white families.
Jesus.
No, because like there's like a softball game going.
They deserve it. I'm gonna be straight on. I'm gonna be straight up of a fucking dude. If they did a Mars Attacks cards, but it's them killing white tourists in Hawaii, I would have that by tomorrow, no matter the cost. I would have the entire thing. Because that's my first thought is aliens coming to Earth and fucking shit up is the fucking horrible, the hilarious Mars Attacks cards where I have like a card that says like destroying a dog. And it's a silly looking fucking alien.
Yeah.
This is my fucked up little twisted mind.
Yeah.
Using a flamethrower on a dog. And it's in holographic foil. And you can see it, and it changes. It's like a little animated of the dog burning alive. It's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah. But with
that's just a better movie, though. There was a real Mars Attacks movie that's just probably better.
Yeah.
I only know the cards. I haven't seen the movie.
No, that's fair. Yeah. But no, yeah. So like they,
like God, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would make the movie epic for me. I'll stay through the propaganda just to watch white people get burned alive.
But they don't get burned alive.
Fuck!
Like, because the aliens, like, there's like a little kid with like a baseball bat, so the aliens think for a second it might be a weapon, and then the kid puts it down and they're like, okay, you're cool, and then just drives
what
away.
The hell?
Yeah, because they still have to follow the rules of Battleship on land.
You can't kill a white kid.
Yeah, we can't show.
This
We can
bullshit.
show a bunch of cars with probably people in them because it's on a highway.
Yeah.
Get destroyed when the highway gets destroyed. But this one white family gets to survive.
Man,
and you thought we were going to
you.
kill them, but we didn't. We killed everyone behind the white family, though.
Yeah, somehow the least woke movie.
Because also, okay, I think there's a not white person is like a security guard, like at some point.
Yeah.
And like on the hike, he shows up and is like, hey, why are you guys hiking here? There's aliens. And then tells them to get off the hike and then drives away and then gets killed by aliens.
Wow.
Because he's a police officer, I guess, so they see him as a threat.
That's not the rules of Battleship. No, that also pisses me off.
Yeah, like there's no like actual.
Sorry, my autism is superseding my wokeness. That's not the rules of Battleship.
Yeah, well, also because like the what the aliens' goal is to play Battleship, but then also beam a message with the space plasma information through the James Webb Telescope, or satellite or whatever, to tell them to bring more aliens to the planet.
To, I guess, colonize it?
To colonize it or play more Battleship? I don't know.
Hey, guys, there's hella Battleship over here if you want to join.
Yeah.
Bro, fucking game room's fucking open. We're all playing Battleship.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. So okay. This is a mess, isn't it?
No, it's a really big mess. And that's why it's hard to
like,
explain it too, because like even if I told it chronologically, it still doesn't make sense.
So the point of I would assume,
yeah,
if I were making a Battleship movie,
yeah,
is to make Battleship sexy again.
Yeah.
It was sexy at one point.
But now,
and then it was fucked up by something. Something happened. People had sexier games. Nintendo came out and was like, "Fuck you."
We're gonna put Rosalina in a latex suit for fucking
in Mario Kart, and she's gonna have little pinup girl poses when she jumps.
She's gonna just full on bend over, and you can just see her ass.
We're gonna give the cow fucking cheeks.
And we're also we're gonna have the Yoshi looked like he gets getting it from behind.
Or we're gonna make really fucking good games. How about that, huh? This is when I come out as a Nintendo fan.
But yeah, so
out of the closet as a Nintendo fan.
I'm so brave.
Thank you. It's just other games are better than Battleship because it's a boring fucking game that nobody wants to play. And even Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, when you're at Windfall Island and you go in to the guy and he's like, oh, 10 rupees to play fucking Battleship. And it takes fucking forever to get the heart piece. It's the worst game in the game. Every other part of that game is way better than the Battleship parts of that game. Even going around and trying to get the little pieces of the fucking Triforce is better than that. And that's the part where most people quit the game. Fuck you, Battleship. Yeah. Anyway, so Battleship is shitty and they're trying to make it sexy again, right? The people that want to play Battleship are the aliens, not the United States military that's supposed to be cool and sexy. So far now, it's been more of an ad for the military than it has been for the game Battleship, which is the title of the film.
Yeah.
So
even Barbie had like Barbie shit, you know? Like,
yeah. And even then it was like, oh, it's kind of cool to be Barbie.
Yeah.
It's a little like existential on what is Barbie and what is it.
Which I will say, I wasn't that big of a fan of Barbie, but like this movie's making me appreciate Barbie more, at least because like someone tried.
Someone loved Barbie.
Yeah.
There was love put into Barbie.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There's a lot of money, but there was love put into Barbie as well. And like the girlhood, you know, that made sense. This is about like, I don't know what it's about. It's not about having fun with your friends playing Battleship.
Yeah.
It's about so the protagonists are forced to play Battleship from an enemy entity that wants to destroy them.
Yes.
And colonize them.
Using the rules of Battleship.
So they didn't have to touch colonization. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, they didn't really.
They didn't have to make Battleship about colonization while also ignoring the colonization of Hawaii.
Yeah.
And Columbus. Yeah. And the colonization of indigenous Americans. They didn't have to do all this.
No, they
but
didn't.
They did, and it kind of ruined the movie because now it's like.
Which is why I think when you watch it, it's just like the reason why I kind of go back and forth on it being maybe so bad it's good is because in the moment it's like baffling.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
why did they do this?
Yeah.
Like do you think that they were trying to make it so bad it's good?
I don't think so. I don't. It maybe just no one cared enough to make the Battleship movie.
It felt sincere in its making.
No, I don't know.
Okay,
it's hard to tell.
Okay,
because I want to say maybe it's sincere.
Yeah,
but it might be sincere in the way of like they didn't want to do the Barbie thing where it's like they kind of are poking at itself.
Pre-Barbie.
Yeah, no. So it's like it's not really making fun of itself.
Yeah.
Or it's not really making fun of the idea that this is a battleship.
And I don't expect it to. At this point in time, all the like brand name movies were like no, that's the serious part is that it's a game.
Yeah.
Which is what made Barbie, I think, so popular to the masses was that it wasn't very
also even like
serious.
The Lego movie, like when that came out, that was very like. And also had fucking actual people caring about it too, yeah.
Yeah, well, and once again, that was also like it got to the heart of Lego, of creation and imagination. That's what people love about Lego. You can make anything with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ironically, also, Will Ferrell is the bad guy in that movie.
In both movies, yeah.
Yeah, in both Barbie and Lego movie.
Yeah.
That's funny. Is it? I don't know. Probably not.
Just curious.
Like a funny in like a Reddit, like, I shot air out of my nose kind of way. Like you read something on Reddit and you're like,
that was a little funny. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
trying to think. The plot really doesn't matter. What happens is like they start playing Battleship, I guess, but not really because they don't do the A1 or whatever. They don't do the letters yet. They save that for the end because it's nighttime and they don't want to give away their location or whatever.
You're sleeping while they do the Battleship part of the Battleship movie.
Yeah. You're just.
Yeah.
So they do what is it? They fucking the older brother has like a ship that he commands, and that's the first ship to go out. And then the Japanese ship is the second one to go out, but they're able to actually save people from that ship, but not the brother ship because everyone on the brother ship is just fucking dead. And also the younger brother, when the Japanese ship is like bombed by the aliens, he's like, I don't want to go over and save them, and has to be convinced by other people to go over and save them.
That's so fucked
because
up.
he hates the captain so much, I guess, or he's too afraid to take action, or I don't know.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
You don't do that. That's not the value. Also, that's not the values you want in the American military.
Well, yeah,
like, if you're gonna be military pilled,
yeah,
it's supposed to be life above all else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I guess it's because the movie wants you after the older brothers die. Like he finally has to learn the values of what the military is supposed to be, but he doesn't have it up until the very last second, pretty much.
Kind of sucks that they let him in.
Yeah,
You're
and he also
not
got
supposed to be in there.
Yeah, because also he's high enough to where like the two people that run the ship die, so then he becomes the person in charge of the ship that he's on, and he's like, I don't want to do this, but also you're third in command. Yeah, like so why are you
do it?
Yeah. How did you get, like, I know you're fucking the admiral's like daughter or whatever, but that nepotism wouldn't get you this far, I think.
I mean, maybe it
maybe
does.
It would.
Maybe people that are ex-Navy or something would be like, you'd be surprised.
No, I probably would be surprised.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that also doesn't make it work, is because the refusal of the call keeps happening until like 30 minutes out.
I was just gonna say, he's also not a likable protagonist, which can happen.
Yeah,
you can have like an anti-hero kind of guy, but
he's
it sounds
supposed to
like
be,
this is not the case with this guy,
because he's supposed to be, I guess, a smart guy that does dumb things.
Okay,
because he's immature.
But that's really frustrating to have as a protagonist
for a long time, for like a long portion of this movie. Because also, he's not the one that does the battleship thing.
Yeah.
The Japanese captain or admiral does the battleship. And not only that, too, at the end of the movie when they have their final standoff and they realize, oh, we can't use our ship anymore because all the electronics are blown out or whatever. Yeah. And they have to go to the World War II veterans with the old discontinued or decommissioned, like, Missouri or whichever the ship, Mississippi, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
And they use the veterans because they're the only ones that know how to run that ship. They're the actual people that save the day because they're the last ones that actually kill the aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't do anything other than tell other people what to do.
Yeah.
So he's not even like heroic. His girlfriend / soon to be wife is more heroic, even though she's also doing a blindside because on land. She goes on the hike with
at least she's caring about people.
So like one person, even
that's good.
Like she doesn't leave that guy behind, and that like through her, the other guy learns to live life again by killing aliens. Like that's like
Smiling Friends did it better. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry. The pilot episode of Smiling Friends did that better.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not like literally, like she actually caused a change almost in a person. That's yeah.
It's like if every time you played Battleship, the game turned to you and said, and that's why we need American exceptionalism. That's why America has to be the world police.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
And it's just like, so I
just wanted to make my friend really mad.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. I guess I'll go play Mario Party instead.
I guess, I don't know.
This is just preachy shit. I hate it. Weirdly doesn't make it sexy. I think,
yeah.
Unfortunately, people don't like the American military because of the crimes that they do.
Commits every single day.
That's why.
Yeah. Because also, like, because I mentioned Top Gun, like, Top Gun did kind of make it sexy with that volleyball scene.
Yes.
But, like, there's only one time the main guy's shirtless. Everyone wears just military, like, the button-up camouflage, like, the entire time.
Exceptionalism part. I wonder if it's a part of the agreement.
Probably.
It has to look good. The American military has to look good.
Yeah. But
Battleship doesn't. I guess.
Yeah, fuck Battleship.
Yeah.
I guess when it came to the what is it, the bidding war of how much percentage your property gets to look good, I guess the military went 80-20 on it.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, And what, like, they save the day or whatever, and like the guy finally has the courage to ask to marry the daughter through the dad, like ask permission from the dad to marry the daughter. That's his arc. His arc is that
if I was dating a man and he killed aliens
and he still was
afraid of marrying me,
because
but he's not afraid of aliens
anymore.
I don't know, honey. Dude, you obviously have it all figured out because you're saving people from wanting to kill themselves. But like, girl, you got to go do something else.
Yeah.
There are men out there that are falling at their feet to marry you.
That don't care if your dad says no and will just fucking marry you, dude.
Yeah. Fucking.
Also, like, I don't even know why the reason he wants to ask the Liam Neeson.
Imagine you got a kid on your hip and you're asking him to take out the trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's afraid of marrying you, but he's not afraid of. Sorry, honey, I gotta go kill more aliens. Sorry, I can't take out the trash. No, fuck you. Take out the trash.
Yeah, man.
What the hell?
Like, yeah. And also,
how does this movie get everything wrong?
It really does.
That's
Every single.
wild.
I think that's why I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like I guess this is the first time in the Josh Mansplains where I've so little talked about the plot because the themes of what it does
None
is
of this
actually.
is the plot?
Well, I mean, it's kind of is. I mean, I told
Yeah.
you what happened. Aliens came down, then played Battleship, and they lost, and then
They left. They were like, good
not
game.
even left.
GGs.
They were all killed, I guess. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, they left this mortal coil.
This coil, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the guy wants to marry his wife, his girlfriend. And Liam Neeson's like, no. I'm not.
Like, that's really funny, man.
Dude, and
Holy
also,
shit.
this movie can go fuck itself because that's the last scene, right? And then, like, Liam Neeson's like, no. And then it's like, but let's go have dinner and talk about your terms of surrender because we have to talk about everything in military code. And then also Fortunate Son starts playing. And that's the
Fuck
last
off.
movie. That's the last scene in the movie.
So you're also misusing Fortunate Son.
Yeah, no, that's another thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Man.
Should have used fucking Ocean Man, man. I just, like,
Ocean Man.
that would have been
'Cause
more
he's in the
appropriate. He's in the ocean. Yeah.
It's a ship in the middle of the ocean. They should have ended Titanic with Ocean Man.
Should have. I think it's a meme where it's like, I think every movie should end with either Ocean Man or Fortunate Son. I think all movies should end with that.
I just mean because it was in the ocean.
Yeah.
The Titanic.
Yeah, it still is.
And because Jack drowned.
In
So
the
he's
ocean.
the Ocean Man. You know what I mean?
And he's still surfing up surf of the land. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Shit, what the that bah.
Surfing up the most of
Of the land? Fuck. Hold
I
on.
don't know. That's what we're looking up.
Yeah.
Not the ship name or any of the other shit that we got wrong.
They got everything wrong. Who fucking cares,
Yeah.
man? They got
No, it's our
storytelling wrong.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They got movies wrong. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? Like,
So this is the best movie ever made, is what I'm hearing.
yeah, it's awesome. It's just like, I don't know. It's so weird watching it like be such a shitty commercial for every IP
Yeah.
that dares touch it. Like, to touch it. Like, it's
You know, in film where they show that racist ass film, The Birth of a Nation,
yeah.
to be like, look at this film, don't do this, don't be racist, everyone. It's the first film, don't do it. They should do Battleship instead.
Yeah, don't do
They
this.
should replace it with Battleship.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still racist.
Yeah.
Not as,
It's not as racist, and it's not as outwardly racist.
but it's just like a film that got everything. Don't do Battleship.
yes.
Internalize the feeling of watching a shitty movie
yeah.
and know that if you make a shitty movie, everyone will feel like that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And they'll
Yeah.
attach your name to it. So don't do this. Like, that's what they should do instead of, for some reason, showing a bunch of children that horrible movie.
Yeah,
all the
honestly.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ, man.
And I like Rihanna, but I will say she has done some weird things.
And her only role in the movie is like
yeah, she's not in it that much, right?
a lady that fires the cannon.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's about it. And I think she saves Jesse Plemons one time because
Yeah.
like they have a friendship or something.
yeah.
And Jesse Plemons is stereotypical soldier from the South.
Oh.
And Rami Malek is one line guy, and then he dies.
Yeah. The consequences of Saving Private Ryan, huh?
Yeah.
We have to have all the guys in it. All the stereotypes and have nothing to say about it at all.
Literally, yeah, exactly.
Other than join the military and play Battleship, I guess. But join the military first before you play Battleship.
And honestly, like the way when they do the Battleship Part 2 is so like I don't care anymore because like they're like we have to aim it at the right spot at the right time and we're hit and miss. And it's like so you're just like bad at aiming also. Like you're missing more of your shots than hitting.
It's so crazy too because Battleship is based on like actually like a ships battling. You know, like you could it's not a game that exists on Gloop Island or we made up a world and we made up our physics. We made up everything. It's based on actual shit.
Class of ships. Yeah. Yes. Like you have your battleship, you have your destroyer, I think, like other shit. Like
I don't know the terms of it.
They have
but I would know more if this movie was better, you know?
Yeah.
The third one.
Yeah.
That
a
one
secret
that we,
third, fourth, and fifth one.
We made a little corner one. I don't know.
Yeah. Just I don't know what any decision was.
Well, it's just money. It seems
Probably
like it's all money.
Yeah. But like it's just so
it's hard to get me mad at Rihanna.
That's fair.
She had such a grip on me as a child and the music industry.
Yeah.
I do love her, but there are many times where she's like I think she's done like army endorsements. A lot of her endorsements are like not good.
Jeez, man.
She did like Nike after Nike was boycotted, I think, because of Palestine. Like, I don't think she said any. I don't know if she said anything about Palestine or whatever. But I know usually when I see stuff about her, it's not great. But I also don't know if that's just like people slandering her.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah.
I never know anymore.
I've never looked into it personally, so I have no clue.
Yeah.
So.
But I will say, I mean, you know, it's hard for me. It's like Beyonce, where I can criticize her, but I can't deny that she was a big part of my childhood.
No, that's fair. I get that.
And I am a big fan, personally.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I feel you.
I don't know. Sucks, though.
Yeah. She phoned it in, I think, from what I'm remembering, too. Why do you care about this movie?
I don't judge any of these people for acting badly.
Yeah, it was a paycheck.
It's Battleship.
It's a battle. Yeah, it's a paycheck.
You're getting there for a paycheck. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking, it's a weird commercial.
Yeah, it's a commercial.
Who cares about the plot?
Yeah.
Because the plot is they play Battleship at some point.
American exceptionalism and propaganda. The movie.
And if you kill a bunch of aliens, you'll get a medal.
Join the Navy.
And your brother's gonna die if you join the Navy and you fight aliens.
That's the real lesson that you should take. Yeah. Yeah.
Like 2/3 of the people in the military are gonna die.
Yeah.
Ads. I don't fuck this movie. I don't think fuck this shit, man. I did I mansplain it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I didn't see it.
Fair. Yeah.
Bye.
Sorry if I got all that wrong. All right, ads. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the ad break.
Hello.
Hey, are you enjoying this podcast so far?
I am.
Then you better like, comment, subscribe, hit the gosh darn bell, and rate us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts.
Let's go.
And if you want to support the podcast financially, there's a couple ways to do it. I'm going to start off.
How do you do it?
Well, first way I'm going to talk about is buymeacoffee.com/APWSTR.
What's that, Josh?
You can tip us by buying us coffees and we'll read your message. You can leave a little message and we'll read it.
But how much is that going to cost me?
It's $3 per coffee.
Okay.
But you can get multiple coffees.
That's cool.
You could get even, say, like 200 of them so we can buy a Switch 2.
That would be really awesome of you.
Don't do that. You don't have to do that.
It would bring gaming back. It wouldn't. I don't want to promise that.
It would go to rent.
It would go to rent first, yeah.
If you want to buy 600 coffees and cover our rent for a month.
We should just open our P.O. box and ask them to send us a Switch, too.
There you go.
So we're not inclined to spend the money on rent.
Fair. Fucking P.O. box coming soon.
Someday.
Send all your Switches that way. All of them.
All of them. We want 17 million so we can scalp them.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to fucking sell that shit on the market.
Yeah.
Buymeacoffee.com, APWSTR. You get us a coffee, we'll read your message as long as it's not horrible.
Yeah.
Which they usually aren't, and we appreciate it.
No, they really never are, honestly.
Yeah, they haven't been, yeah.
Yeah.
Rose M bought us 3 coffees. Thank you very much, Rose.
Thank you, Rose.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Longtime listener here. Thanks to both of you for always being you. Lots of love.
Oh, thank you.
All right, now down to business.
Oh, okay. All right. Jesus.
Suit on, everybody. Gotta get to work. I need your help.
Oh.
I'm a high school ceramics teacher, and another teacher asked me to make him some kind of jar that is D&D themed.
Ooh.
I know nothing about D&D. I've already decided the jar will be shaped like a D12 die and have all the numbers and everything.
Okay.
But I want to put more D&D themed elements sitting on the top of the jar.
Oh,
Any
cute.
suggestions? I'm pretty clueless on the subject, but I was leaning towards dragon, maybe sitting on a pile of other on-theme items of some sort. I don't know.
Okay.
Any help would be appreciated. Also, do all D&D dragons look the same?
No.
I figured they wouldn't since it's all roleplay imaginary world, but Google Images is suggesting there is somehow a set look for things. What? How? Why? Ugh, help. Please and thank you. You're both wonderful. Much love. La la la. Bye. Heart emoji.
Yeah. So in D&D, there are different colors of dragons.
Yeah.
And they do all look different, and they all have different types of abilities. There's but you could do, there's like, you're yawning because this is boring.
No, sorry, I'm just tired in general.
It's okay. There's like the dragon gods. Always go to those, like Bahamut, which is the silver dragon, god of lawful good, the good lawful. He's like Jesus, dragon Jesus.
Hell yeah.
The dragon and the dragonborn, they all have their own gods. And there's also Tiamat, which is like a really famous dragon, like evil god. She's like Satan. She's like dragon Satan, essentially, and she lives in hell. And she's imprisoned. But there's a lot of different types of dragons. You can always make your own dragon character. Yeah. I would look up the different colors of dragons on like 5e wiki. There's a lot of information about it, but I do think they all have like their colors are specific to their abilities.
That makes sense.
And their backstory, and it's a lot of information. I'm gonna say
this might be my bias from Dueling Dragons, but like, is the red one fire, the blue one ice? Like
the red one is fire, white is ice, blue is lightning, black is poison, amber I think is also poison. There's some that are similar.
That makes sense, yeah.
Trying to think of something else. There are newer ones. They keep adding newer ones. There's metallic dragons, like silver and gold and copper and things like that. There's gem dragons, like amethyst. So there's a lot of creativity. And chromatic dragons, which is what Tiamat is. Tiamat is a black dragon, I believe. And it's like the chaos evil is what Tiamat is about.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Tiamat's a black dragon, but it's like it's based on like their eyes are different, so you could just do like a dragon eye, or it could just be like a red dragon. Like that's a really popular.
I think that's the one that's like on most of the marketing material. I feel like it's a red dragon specifically.
Just model a red dragon off of like the cover or something, and put it on a big old pile of gold. I'm trying to think of other classic D&D items. There's the deck of many things, which is a deck of cards that is like. You pull it out and it changes things.
Jar, the bag of holding, right?
Oh yeah, bag of holding could be good. Just a bag.
Yeah, just on top of the dice.
You put a bunch of shit in. You could put a mimic in there, which is like a little chest with like a big tongue coming out of it. Yeah, it's like a race of monster that as Brennan Lee Mulligan has a good bit about it, where he just says that he likes that there's a race of monster that evolved to where their prey is adventurers.
Yeah.
Like there's enough adventurers dying that it made sense for a monster to evolve to eat, to prey on adventurers, which he thought is a cool idea.
Yeah.
Slime is cool.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what else. What other items? Swords, armor.
Yeah.
Things like that.
I think it's about the main stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I can't think of much else other than what's been said.
Yeah. We don't really, I'm going to be honest, we don't use a lot of magical items in our campaigns.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
A wizard's hat.
A wizard's hat.
Yeah.
Hat of changing, that's what we use a lot, honestly. Of change, illusion, hat of illusion or whatever, where you put one on and it changes the look of you.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the 5e wiki? Is because that probably has all the items, like the popular ones.
Yeah, 5 it's just like 5e. Look up D&D 5e wiki.
Fair.
And stuff. But yeah, like cards, dice. You could do like a little map, paper and pencil. You could do like a DM screen or something. Or it could be like the dragon playing D&D. Dungeons and Dragons with the little thing.
I like that idea.
That could be really cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that.
Hell yeah. I think that's about it for my ideas, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Hey. Thank you very much.
I think there's a cloak of like illusion where it's like the invisibility cloak from Harry Potter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for those coffees. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I hope it works out.
I hope so too. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Steven, they bought 20 coffees. Thank you.
Thank you, Steven.
Hello from Kentucky/Pittsburgh.
Hello.
I've been loving catching up on y'all's podcasts. They've been keeping my anxiety out on my drives between Pittsburgh and my hometown in Kentucky while dealing with health things. So many thanks for helping prevent existential crises on the highways.
Hell yeah.
Sorry if any podcast we do does cause an existential crisis. That's probably not.
Well, he's saying they don't. So
okay.
Let's assume
that we're killing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to sense coffees for a while. Hooray for executive dysfunction setting a task limit of 0.5 tasks allowed per day.
So real.
So sorry if this is long-winded, and
That's
I tend to neurodivergent grad student goblin nerd out and ramble, so apologies. I've tried to quarantine it in parentheses, and feel free to just skip over those or all of this, lol. I just got around to catching up on a lot of the episodes from Black History Month, and I absolutely loved Sarah's newspaper segments.
Yes.
It was awesome hearing a lot of that kind of what was happening on the ground in different locales history, and hearing Sarah talk through civil rights legislation things, especially disparate impact stuff. Disparate impact is such an interesting double-edged sword, where on the one hand it's really powerful because it can be used to call out racist policies that aren't explicitly racist, since you just need to be able to show disparate impact, like seniority systems privileging those who have been in higher positions longer, aka white men, but also that it can lead to problems when trying to point out discrimination against black women in particular, because rulings would usually be that, quote, well, there aren't really enough black women there to statistically show disparate impact, and or you can't claim two groups where you're either with women who are not disparately impacted or with black people who are not disparately impacted.
Right.
Anyway, there's a cool Kimberly Crenshaw law review article about it, and that's where intersectionality was born.
Ooh. I'm going to read that.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to fucking read that, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, if Sarah has the energy, it would be so cool to do some Pride Month newspaper segments in queer history, not necessarily just around Stonewall or Lawrence v. Texas Obergefell
Yeah.
versus Hodges, but also other points in history. Like there's this wild historical episode in Newport, Rhode Island in 1919, where essentially the Navy Institute there was worried about sailors engaging in homosexual activity.
Yes.
And so it sent, quote, decoys into the community to gather evidence to prosecute some people, but then ended up embroiled in a court battle against the how the fuck do you say that? The church. Episcopal Church. I'd never heard that word, I think, in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Episcopal Church, which was actually really cool as basically a dispute over what defines as, quote, homosexual, which still wasn't a unified term in any sense, as well as what makes affection between men homosexual or, quote, religious brotherhood, and the ethics of the Navy Institute's decoy program, which I mean is so funny, like how morality police were supposed to lie in wait in public bathrooms but had to be deployed in pairs. It's so fun to go through the kind of history in the era when the modern idea of, quote, gay and, quote, straight didn't really exist. There's so many cool, weird things about it, or so many cool writings about it, sorry.
Hell yeah.
I loved all the recent Josh Mansplains segments. I'm so sorry Josh had to watch all the Da Vinci Code movies, but also thank you for closure over what happened so I don't need to watch them to scratch that itch of needing to know.
That's the whole point of the damn segment, you know?
Yeah, and God knows Wikipedia articles aren't enough. Josh's analyses are always amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the collabs were awesome too. I've now binged the entirety of DuckTales 2017 in the span of a week, and it made me feel things I didn't know ducking Disney animated ducks can make me feel. Also, what a way to find out that Allison Janney, who played the press secretary in West Wing, also does cartoon voiceover work? Question mark.
Hell yeah, I didn't know that either, because we still haven't seen DuckTales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the discussion of art was awesome and reminded me of how I tell my students that philosophy isn't limited to where old white men wrote their big important thoughts TM in books, but literally just whatever any of us is engaging in critical thinking. And so they are just as capable of, quote, doing philosophy when they engage in critical thinking in their own lives. And that's also my excuse for making my class about thinking through identity and queer and intersectional stuff students face in their lives. Lol.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, that was long. You guys are awesome and are seeing me through my dissertation writing. Lamau heart emoji. Thank you.
Hell yeah. I wonder if Steven is the guy that was like, I'm using your explanation of Sartre's
someone,
becoming the waiter, because if he
someone
teaching the philosophy to students.
Yeah.
I don't know, we have multiple philosophy teachers, because that would be baller.
Why are you listening to us?
Because of me. I'll take all the credit.
You know, that's fair, honestly. That's, yeah.
No, you need to be more confident. You just said you can do philosophy as well. They just said it.
I know they just said it, but listen.
But no, yeah, I think I read that last week, and then earlier in this episode, I said somebody's mentioned not to do or to do this, which I am going to do this because I do think what Steven has mentioned is very interesting.
No, yeah.
And I do want to know more about it now that you've told me. So I will look it up and I will read it, and it will probably be next week's show once I have the newspaper subscription again.
Gotten, yeah.
But I will probably later this week have a thing about Stonewall and the interesting articles I find about it, if there are some. But I'll have a thing about Stonewall as well, just because I want to start there, because it is the. I feel like I need that context first.
No, that's fair. I get that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, but yeah. And I think anyone else, if anyone wants to send me any more things to look up for Pride Month, yeah. And I know we missed 2 weeks of it. I might just continue on.
No, yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
I think
that's fair.
A full 4 weeks of it and just be late.
Okay, that's
Why
fair.
not?
Hell yeah, dude.
Pride Month always comes so early. It catches me. I'm like, oh, but I'm gay all year.
Yeah.
Fuck. Now I have to be gay.
Yeah, God damn it.
Aw, man.
But thank you very much for those coffees. Very much
thank you very much. So interesting. I love it.
Yeah, I will say someone brought it up in the Discord that they watched the Da Vinci Code because of this segment. And I want to say I'm sorry, but also I'm going to use you as an example of what you can get with the Patreon. The Patreon Discord is available if you go to patreon.com/APWSTR. It's at $1 minimum a month. You can go up to $1.35 and $10. $1 and $3 tiers. You also get a free trial for a week, so you can see all the content that's there and see if you want to keep it.
And we don't ever kick anybody out of the Discord. If you are someone that you're like, man, I wish I don't have the money to pay for Patreon, but I want to stay in the Discord. What the hell? Shoot us a message in there, or just add us in the Discord, and we'll just keep you in.
Yeah.
We don't care. Even if you only showed up for a free trial, you never gave us money. That's more of like a weeding out the bots kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's in the Patreon. You get access to the Discord. There's exclusive content. We've been doing warm-ups, and we've been editing them and putting them up on the Discord as exclusive content. Not Discord, Patreon exclusive content.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
We got a book club. We're reading Firestarter, Stephen King right now.
Yep, and we're doing the book club on the 22nd of this month.
I believe so.
June,
yes. Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out. Patreon is a good way to support us on a monthly, yearly basis, and it does help out a lot, especially in like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like times where it's like ads don't make money.
True.
But yeah, it very much helps out. So thank you all who have been joining. A lot of people joined in the past 2 weeks too, which is really kind of you guys.
It's been super nice. I think the warm-ups are really getting people.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an extra story. You know what I mean?
Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of what this one was too.
Yeah.
That we did today, yeah. So that's there, patreon.com. There's, what is it? Mutual aid links down in the description. Sarah, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, Palestine, Sudan, Lebanon, the Congo, all of those things are in the description down below. All of those mutual aids are in the description down below. Also, Hurricane Helene links are still up there, as well as LA wildfires. If we honestly might look up with the new LA protests, if there's some sort of bail funds or something like that, we can put that in there. And also, now that ICE is going fucking crazy, fuck ICE, A.
Yeah.
B, there are red cards in there which describe your rights when dealing with ICE, that you don't have to open the door unless they have a warrant that is signed by a judge, and it can translate from English into various languages. I think it's 39 different languages.
No, okay.
And you can print them out and cut them up and give them to the people in your life that may have a run-in with ICE, especially if you are in the LA area or in areas where ICE raids are happening. Like there are some in down the street from us.
Yeah, in Orlando, we've gone on the Orlando subreddit, and apparently one of their tactics, there's a Wawa that's kind of close to us.
Yeah.
Apparently a bunch of construction workers go there in the morning, so they've been hiding out at the Wawa.
Yeah.
To find construction workers that they might think are undocumented and take them off the street. It's crazy.
It is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
There was even somebody that called the cops because they didn't know that it was ICE, because it's undocumented vehicles
or like
unmarked vehicles with people in masks coming out and putting people into these vehicles, so they thought it was like
human trafficking,
which it is. But whatever. And they called the police and it dispersed ICE. So I'm not gonna say call the police because I don't know if that's the correct thing to do, especially if you're not in a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
However, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
In that
in that instance, that's what happened just on a coincidence and it disperse people. But make a scene, be loud. You know, we've talked about it before too, and like what we're going to do if we see our neighbors being accosted by ICE and just, you know. And make a plan, be aware, look out for your neighbors. If you're in a big crowd, link arms so that they can't push through you. That's been proven to have worked. It would cause a stink if someone has been taken in your neighborhood. That has gotten a person back. Someone got taken in another community, and the entire community was like, bring him back. He didn't do anything wrong. Even if he did something wrong, you can't not give them due process. That's insane. Every human being, not American citizen, deserves due process. That's a human right, not a citizen's right.
Yeah.
And have your wits about you, because the shit is getting bad.
Yeah. So just a reminder of all those, definitely.
And if you have more links, you can DM me on my Tumblr. That's Oheron, THATSOHEERON.tumblr.com. And we will put them in the description down below.
Yeah. But I think that's pretty much everything. Thank you all for watching so far, and hope you enjoy the Red segment coming up right now.
Bye.
Bye. All right, it's Red time, dude.
Woo!
All right, let's do it.
Oh, I have a D&D Circle Jerk. It's back.
Oh, yeah, dude. Let's go, dude.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. This one was funny.
Okay.
This one's funny.
Okay, all right. I'm trusting you. If it's not funny, I'm going to be real pissed off.
I feel like... Do you know what counterspell is in D&D?
Is it... I'm assuming it's when someone does a spell on you.
It's a spell that you can negates the spell.
Makes sense.
Someone was asking, how does counterspell work? You know, is it like a reaction? Or is it like you can just say counter? Because it causes instances at the table where it's like, oh, so this enemy is going to cast a spell on you, and then that person goes counterspell. And it's like, okay. Dang it. How do you know that your player isn't just saying counterspell?
Yeah.
And so it was a newer DM asking, like, can they just say that? Is it like it takes up an action on their turn, and I have to note that? What happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
That's
the context?
Concept.
Okay.
So this is D&D Circle Jerk, making fun of the people responding to that OP, not the OP.
Okay, got it.
Which is why this is a little bit more complicated and you need the context.
Got it, I appreciate it.
Okay, the title. I tried to buy a horse, but was stopped. Did I buy the horse?
Okay, all right, that's a good question.
My party gave me horse money and asked me to go into town to buy a horse.
You ain't got no horse money.
I know, that's why I wanted this one. At the horse store, a rude man interrupted the transaction and shoved me out of the store. I still have the horse money and still do not have a horse. I returned to the party and they asked me if I had bought a horse. Which statement is accurate? Yes, I bought a horse. Or no, I did not buy a horse.
Okay.
My answer was, yes, I bought a horse. The rest of the table disagreed, but I suspect that's simply because they, unlike me, actually possess the cognitive faculties required to distinguish between the attempt to do a thing and the outcome of that attempt. They tried to convince me with rationalizations like, when you interrupt an action, it does not happen because you stop it from happening. Because that's literally what it means. But I suspect they're just being greedy and want me to buy the same horse a second time so that we'll have 0 + 1 = 1 horses total from both purchases.
0 + 1 does equal 1. Yeah, that's kind of... Hold on a
two
minute.
horses.
Yeah, 2 horses in total, actually, yeah.
I thought we were making some progress because we could at least agree on some conclusions, like... If I take the horse out of the horse store, the store owner and the guards will consider it stealing. I just wasn't struggling the way they were to reconcile these things with the fact that I bought the horse, which I know I did because, as I explained, I tried to.
Yeah.
But then it escalated way out of my control when one of them punched me in the face.
Whoa.
He was at the other end of the table and announced, I'm going to punch you in the face. then stood up into the table and immediately fell back into his chair again and said, "Oh no, the table prevented me from punching you in the face."
Counterpunch.
I rushed to the bathroom to check if I had a black eye or split lip or anything. Very hard to tell where his punch would have, but also did land. But thankfully, my face was perfectly fine and didn't even hurt.
Schrodinger's counterspell, dude. Awesome.
I tried to leave and go home, but the DM's stupid fence gate got stuck and wasn't opening. So at least I'm home and safe now. Just also still waiting on the street outside the DM's house for my Uber to pick me up from my house.
Counterfence.
Counterfence. So the source is an upsettingly large number of the comments and looking for clarity on counterspell. So this is the original post.
Okay.
I think I have it right, but I want to see how you'd rule it. A player tries to cast Fireball and an enemy counters it. 2024 rules. It doesn't consume the spell slot, so he hasn't cast a leveled spell. So then he quickens a Fireball. From what it looks like, that should be fine to do. And someone said I'd be hesitant to allow it. Quick Spell has enough use cases that it shouldn't be necessary to also use it to get around Counterspell. If you want to get around Counterspell, this is 99% of what Subtle Spell does. I found that it's difficult for me to put my finger on it, but it just doesn't feel right. Oh my god. Oh shit. This is so funny. It didn't happen. When they counterspell it, it doesn't happen. Oh god. That's literally all it means, is that it used to be that when you would cast a spell, counterspell would be like one guy goes like blah and the other guy's like no. So you use the energy of the spell so that cuts the slot, right? But now counterspell is just like, I guess you don't use it. Because since you didn't use it, you have the money still. I bought the horse, I still have the money. Someone said, no, you don't buy the horse.
Yeah.
You still have the money, you didn't buy the horse. You still have the resources to buy the horse.
Go back and get the horse.
Right.
This is not confusing, I guess, but like...
You can see how it could get confusing.
It could get confusing real quick, yeah.
But it's one of those instances where it does need to be explained further, because if you are a new DM and you're like, no, it's still...
counts as you took up a spell slot when in reality now it doesn't.
It can compound in a more complicated situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've ruled at my table, and this is broken now. People have broken it. When you have two weapon fighting, in one of our campaigns, I ruled that essentially that means you get two attacks. So now everyone's taking the two weapon fighting technique, like feat.
Yeah.
And just using it for whatever.
Double stabs, yeah.
Two spells, that not at all what it's supposed to be. And it's fucked, that campaign. Honestly, that campaign is fucked. I have to now completely change every monster I pick so that you guys don't kill them. And it's caused the balance to be so off that I've just overwhelmed you with enemies to the point where almost a total party kill. Because I don't know how strong you are anymore.
Yeah.
Because the rules are wrong now. The rules are wrong because I did one mistake.
And now
6 months ago.
And now it's rolled into this avalanche.
And now I'm stuck in hell. A hell of my own making. Because I'm the god. I made it all up.
Yeah. And somehow your rules have been...
manipulated.
Questioned, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny,
Not
man.
questioned, manipulated by
yeah.
my friends and lover. Manipulated me.
Well, apparently if you're god, peasants, so don't fucking...
This is why you shouldn't be nice. As a DM, you shouldn't be nice to these people.
So what you're saying is I need to get counterspell on my thing so I can always say counterspell?
I'm honestly so glad you guys haven't figured out what counterspell is yet. Because once you do, we haven't even gotten to those levels yet. But you're close. It's like level 7 or 9
really?
or something.
Oh, hell yeah.
So in the Amidals campaign, you're going to get up there soon. Someone's going to do it.
Counterspell.
Like, I think the Warlock might even get there. I think that's what it is. You're a bard, right?
No,
you're a fighter, so you're not going to get it.
Can I get counter sword?
Unless you multi-class into like a
So
spell casting class.
Yeah, dude.
Counter sword? You already have 2 attacks, you freak.
Yeah, and I don't want to get hit. What's fucking wrong with that? Why am I the asshole in that
everybody's
situation?
like, I want to do 100 damage. I never want to get hit or move.
Actually, now that I think about
combat.
it, like I want to one shot
You don't
everybody.
want to play D&D. You don't want to play the game. The game is combat. Stop lying to me. Saying that you want to play it. You want to manipulate it into a game that isn't D&D. That's what you want. Oh man, but those are important things. To get right.
Did I get the horse?
Did I get the horse or not?
Weirdly, that reminded me because we were talking earlier. I don't remember if it was in the exclusive. We were talking about like people, the tech people, like kind of the math. I during that segment, I thought of like the 50-page proof for like why 1 + 1 does equal 2.
Right.
And I do think there's. When I didn't bring it up then, but I do think now it's funny because I think in that moment I was like, yeah, people look at the 50-page proof and they're like, that's stupid. 1 + 1
but no, it's
2.
important.
Yeah.
It is important. I mean, like, I get it. When you're doing geometry, nobody thinks geometry is fun. Some people do. I was a little freak that did. I did like geometry a little bit, but it did kick my ass. I was, were you good at geometry or were you good at algebra?
Probably algebra, yeah.
I was... Yeah, I think that was me too. But I liked them both.
No, I get it.
I have a liking for math, and I think that was my into coding. If you watched the thing, I said that I probably wouldn't be into technology if I wasn't around it all the time for my job. But I did like math when I was a kid. I was good at math. And I think that's why coding, once I realized it was just math, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I bring it up because I think there should be a 500-page proof for why 1 + 0 = 2.
That's a cool thing. Like in college, you can get into like theoretical
math
proofing, which I always thought was cool.
I do think everyone in the story has the money to buy the horse, but also doesn't have the money to buy the horse at the same time.
Can you imagine how frustrating it would be to fight with somebody over whether or not they have the resources to buy a horse they didn't buy? And while they're holding all the money for the horse that they definitely didn't buy, claiming that they did buy the horse?
Do you think they're also like fake petting what they think
but
is
also the horse doesn't exist. None of this is real. It's all in your mind. I would also punch that guy in the face, but didn't
actually, because the table did a counter fist.
It's just a good piece of writing.
That's a good piece of writing, man. Solved it, man.
Solved it.
Hi guys, Ron Howard here. It's been sorry. It's been 24 hours. There's probably the bleep thing I do or whatever.
Yeah.
While we were recording yesterday, my dad got into a car accident. We were informed of it. He is home and he is alive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say much else on it because lawyers are involved.
Yes. We don't. Yeah. Don't.
So I don't want to say anything more about it. But I'm good, and I'm Ron Howard, and that's my persona.
Josh got bit on the head by an insect.
I got a big fucking bump because I went outside for 20 seconds to go get Dunkin'.
Yeah. Something happened. We don't know.
Because I didn't want to pay $50 on Uber Eats.
It was gonna be $50.
And then it was like $28 if you went in person and got it. And that's including like donuts, man. Like that's like we still were able to get donuts.
Yeah. We would have gotten more food on Uber. It's one of those things where Uber Eats is like you have to order a bunch of food to make it worth it.
So go fuck yourself.
If you just want breakfast.
So we're back. It's my turn to read a Reddit story.
Let's go.
I will say, coincidentally, this one I was saving for the warm-up that we did yesterday, but then you did one for the warm-up.
Yeah.
So this can be our little warm-up back into the...
Ooh, that'll be nice.
But also, the reason why it's like that is because I know this one's going to piss you off.
Oh, man. What the shit?
Sorry.
This is homophobic. During Pride Month?
I'm sorry.
Shaw.
Well, weirdly enough, it is similar to the warm-up we did. So that's why.
So this is about AI.
Yes, it is.
All right. The warm-up's about AI. I don't know if you've said that yet.
Maybe... The warm-up's about AI.
Warm-up's about AI.
I just said it right now. No one said it on this podcast beforehand.
It'll probably be quite similar to the takes that we have here.
But it'll be different.
Yeah.
It's the same but different.
It was good. You should go to the Patreon and subscribe or whatever.
All right. So I found a new subreddit.
Okay. AI Bros.
Coincidentally, AI Bro is a tag on this subreddit.
Fuck.
r/defending AI art.
Let's go. This is all just to piss off that bot that one time captioned our show as mostly being about AI.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because of how much we criticize it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bot.
Quote, you didn't make it, a program did. Why this argument is used and how to counter it.
So they're trying to organize, man.
They're trying to. I will say the subreddit only has 20,000 people.
This feels like shooting a gun into a bunch of fish in a barrel is what it feels like.
I think it's easier than that. It's shooting a gun point blank at a fish on the ground.
You know, which oftentimes people think that metaphor is like, oh, it's easy.
No, it's hard to. It's hard.
No. It's cruel, is what I mean. It's like so easy that it's cruel. Which is funny because it does imply that the cruelness of fishing is offset by the amount of skill of reeling it in, which I think is funny.
That is funny. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Quote, you didn't make it, a program did.
Mm-hmm.
If you are an AI artist, or just like AI in general, you probably heard this argument, whether directed at you or someone else. It can be quite hard to defend yourself against it if you don't know what you're doing.
Argument.
It's a good argument. Yeah.
Okay.
It's also so funny because for sure, I don't think they said it at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they definitely used AI to write that because that's exactly
awesome.
how that's exactly how every AI thing starts.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like
which is
all
going to be
SEO copywriting.
One of my arguments later.
Well,
okay.
I will say shitty SEO copy. There are
very shitty,
wonderful copywriters out there that.
But this is a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Yeah.
9 Inch Nails.
Whether directed at you or someone else, it can be quite hard to defend yourself against it if you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
All bold. Why is this argument used in the first place? To put it simply, because people don't understand AI.
Nope, that's not why. That isn't why.
The cope is real on this one. I'm not gonna lie. Let's put ourselves in the shoes of the average individual for a moment. By the way, when I say average individual, I mean someone who doesn't understand AI very well.
Yeah.
You spent your entire life seeing artists take ages to do their work. You spent your entire life seeing artists using brushes, colored pencils, and whatnot to make their work. Suddenly, AI art shows up. Now, all you need to do is type a few words, hit go, and the image magically appears on the screen, and it looks awesome.
That does not tell me that you know how AI works. You click a button and it magically appears on the screen. It's not fucking magic. It's slave labor.
Mining precious earth metals to be in a super factory for fucking...
Why are people mad at me? I'm just doing magic. You're killing children.
Yeah.
That's why they're mad at you.
Yeah, killing children and burning rainforests. Yeah.
It's like a fucking wacky wizard or whatever that's like every time he casts a spell, someone in the village dies.
There's a little man in my computer.
I don't know why. I'm a magic. I'm the next coming of Jesus Christ. And they're like, no, you killed like
you killed
12
70
of
people.
our... We can't even procreate fast enough.
We're at a net loss here.
Yeah, we're at a net loss. What are you talking about? That's why we're mad at you.
God. Okay. And it looks awesome.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, it does. That's
gonna be
objective.
another argument I make later. See where I'm getting at here?
No, I don't.
Of course, that it's not just, quote, type a few words, hit go. But that's exactly what it looks like to the average individual, especially if they're a traditional artist.
Okay, what more is it other than type? I know this is not the thing I should be getting
This is a thing you should be looking at because that's the first point they're going to make.
Okay, but that's fucking dumb. That's a dumb point that's null and void. I care the most about I don't care how hard. If you had to jump through a hoop, if you had to do a triathlon to do an AI image, I still would be against it.
Yeah. Yes.
Even if it is like typing a couple words. If they somehow made an AI art thing where you had to expend a bunch of physical calories to generate an image and it still had the same environmental impact, I would be against it.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, okay. Okay. How to counter it.
Okay.
So we're going to have some arguments. We're going to counter them. All right.
Right.
There are many things we can do to effectively counter this argument. 1. Prompt engineering. Tell me, can a regular person sit down in front of the computer and generate something as good as someone who's been doing this for years? I think you know the answer.
No. Because you're not doing
Yeah. I think they're saying because of they're saying AI, people that use prompts on AI, do you think that because you've been making prompts for years, will someone randomly go to the AI to make a prompt?
Oh.
That's what they're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think maybe it'll take me 20 minutes, but that's the point. You know what I mean? That's the kind of that this pisses me off. Okay, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, prompt engineering is a skill. Choosing effective prompts, fine-tuning, and guiding the AI all requires creativity and experimentation. Creativity, doing a lot of work on that. Also, you're extremely likely if an AI piece comes out perfect on first try. Most of the time, you'll be choosing different prompts, changing the settings, in painting multiple times, and the list goes on. Some people even make manual edits.
Whoa!
Someone actually does work.
Some people actually do 3% of the work they should be doing.
Yeah.
Woo!
2. New tech and criticism. To this day, there's people who don't think photography is, quote, real art. To this day, there's people who don't see digital art as, quote, real art. And a quick Google search will show you that.
Right, those people are wrong.
Yeah, I think those people are wrong, yeah.
What you're doing is not that.
3. Isn't art in everything? From a child riding a bike on the street to a Da Vinci masterpiece, art is in everything, ... except AI, lol.
Okay, no, I think you can make art with AI. Generative AI is what I have an issue with. There's the animator, his name is Joel or something.
Haber, I think, something like that.
Yeah, where he does rotoscoped, generated. He made his own algorithm essentially.
Yeah, but I don't think it's generative because it's just
no. It's not generative. That's my point.
Yeah.
I do think what he makes is art.
Yeah,
because it is based. It's still integrating technology and even AI. It's just not generative. But
yeah.
I do think yes, that is art, and I do think you can make art with AI. I do not think.
You can
typing in words and getting an image is you making the art.
Yeah.
It's the art, it's the algorithm making the art.
And I will say, every time tech guys try to make this argument, the fundamental misunderstanding they have of what makes art is the humanity of it. Yeah.
Well, and this is what pisses me off the most. It's they don't understand AI. I'm smarter than you because I understand AI and you don't. And it has created, I can't believe it has, but it's created this culture of, oh, if I don't use AI, I'm having FOMO.
Yeah.
If I don't do this, I'm falling behind in business, in research, everybody's doing things now incredibly quickly.
My competitors are using AI and they're able to make more profits because they're firing everybody. Maybe I should do the same.
And it's you don't understand how worse off they are by doing that in the long term. Because, especially right now with how rocky everything is in our society, nobody's thinking long term.
Yeah. And honestly, no one's been thinking long term for years. Yeah.
For a long term amount of time.
What's 2008 was what? Fucking 17
That's
years
not
ago.
Do the math. But don't do that to me right now.
Sorry. 16.
But yeah, no, nobody's thinking long term. And I understand why an individual in society might be thinking that. I run a small business. All these corporations are using AI. I have to use AI to catch up. I'm a student. Everyone's using AI
to write the prompts.
My teacher doesn't even care if I use AI. I'm not going to get kicked out if I use AI even. I should use it because otherwise I'm not going to pass this class. I'm going to be out a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And what's unfortunate is it has been this way for a long time. If you tell people the value in doing something is in doing it.
Yes.
Because you learn it.
Yeah.
If you go outside and you decide I want to whittle. I want to learn how to carve
little pieces of wood, yeah, and just
wood carving sculptures. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And you sit outside and you buy the tools and you buy the fucking balsa wood or whatever, and you sit there and you draw a little design on it and you start doing it and you make a piece of shit that you're not happy with. You know more information for the next piece of balsa wood.
Yeah.
And you know what you can do and what you might be able to do. More people are, I think, more often to look at that and go, I give up. And the people that stick to it are the ones that will end up doing it for the long term. And the people that find joy in doing the work and learning it are the ones that will do it in the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the capitalism has gotten so bad that everyone has taken all of their hobbies and tried to monetize it because they don't want to go to their shitty job where they're being exploited.
We've also, work has become so shitty that the idea of working on anything seems not ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's shit like this that I feel is incredibly predatory. It's mental gymnastics to make you feel better about what you're doing to the environment. And B, it's people will hear this and they'll say, I don't care. I want results. I'm 35. I want results. I get it. But you're not going to be happy with your results.
Yeah.
You might try to pretend that you're happy with your results, but you're going to go to sleep and you're never going to know that you made that thing. No matter how much you are telling yourself and your insecurities that you made that. Until you will get more pleasure and satisfaction out of your life drawing a shitty fucking thing
than just typing in a few words.
Yeah.
And then having to redefine those words 20 times to get a fraction of the image that's in your head.
Yeah. And I tell you this from experience. Like, I think every artist, that's also one of the things that's so frustrating to me. Every artist goes through this process when they start out. Oh, I really like Steven Universe. I'm going to draw Steven Universe characters. And they draw Steven Universe characters over and over and over and over and over again. Yes, that is their art. If they try to sell it, they're selling a character design that isn't theirs, right?
Yeah.
Which is why we have copyright law, right?
Theoretically, we have copyright law nowadays, yeah.
And then the artist develops and says, oh, well, what if I make my own Steven Universe OC? They design a character. They foray into a new skill of character design.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they've created 16 characters. They've gotten better at character design. They've looked up composition and shape and color theory and all of these different things. They're starting to do full-blown background pieces. They started learning about how to do landscapes, digital painting, all of these things.
Yeah.
And it takes them hours, and it causes them to get a pain in their hands to the point where they have to get a special glove and do special fucking
hand stretches and exercises.
It becomes a process where they realize they have to actually physically work out their hands.
Yeah.
To continue their work. And before you know it, they're an animator, either for their own show or they get on a TV show or whatever. And they get incredibly specialized in their skill.
Yeah.
You're going to tell them that's the same thing as typing in some words. And you might, I think the photography thing is something that AI people think is a gotcha.
It's not.
No.
And I think I said it on the thing yesterday during the thing.
Yeah.
The way you're treating AI is similar to how you're treating a Fiverr artist, like someone that does freelance.
Yeah.
Which makes it to where that's my argument as to why you're not the one making it is because you're telling someone / some artificial someone.
Yeah.
In order to do XYZ. And if you get a result back, much like you do with Fiverr.
Right.
You also have to well, actually, can you redo this? But with the,
right.
So if you're prompt engineering, quote unquote, is you just giving notes.
Right. You're not making it.
Yeah. You're still not making it.
No, the AI is making it.
Yes.
It's not a tool. It's the thing making the thing.
Yeah.
And even then it's somebody that if I went to fucking Fiverr and I was like, hey, give me a photograph of an apple. And they went and they stole somebody else's photograph of an apple. And I was like, actually, can you make it green? And then they just put a green color over the apple. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then I went around and said, look, I made this shitty apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. People would look at me and say, no, that's fucked up. No, you didn't.
I will say that's That's coming up too in this post.
Good.
We're not even done yet.
Yeah, you got it.
So yeah, the third one was isn't art in everything? From a child riding a bike on the street to a Da Vinci masterpiece, art isn't everything. ... except AI. Lol.
Also, the fact that you just used Da Vinci, like one of the most famous guys, kind of proves
Da Vinci
to me
would have
that
been better if he had a deep learning algorithm to recreate Mona Lisa. Maybe she would actually like have a smile or something. You know, like
she does have a smile,
like a bigger smile, maybe
like a big cheesy smile with teeth.
Da Vinci AI, can you please?
Mona Lisa with a big cheesy smile with teeth.
Can you also give her big tits, please? Thank you.
You know they've done that.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
4. AI doesn't have a mind of its own. It needs a human to tell it what to do. If a piece turned out great, it's because a human chose the prompts, the style, the theme, you name it. 5. Use their own logic against them. This is probably the strongest counter argument here. If the AI did it, not me, then you didn't make that piece either. The brush did.
No, that's not how that works.
It's not the same thing. It's literally not the same thing.
That's not the same thing at all. If the brush could make a piece by itself without, like, if I pressed a button and the brush did it,
you didn't make it.
No.
Yeah. If you programmed a robot,
I don't think you've ever used a brush.
I don't think you've used a pencil.
I don't even think, like, you could say, like, okay, what about a digital, like my Apple Pencil? There's a button on my Apple Pencil, or not really, but there's a button on most, like, tablet
that allows
things.
you to, like, do...
It usually is, like, erase or back, and you can program it to be whatever it is that you want.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could say that, like, boop, and it makes a thing, and that could be art, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that could be what we're talking about. However, like, no, right? Because if I just kind of put it there and I click
and
a
you
button.
stop there, you didn't really make... Because, and that's why I'm saying, that's why what is it? In this argument, they're saying that AI is the intelligence, but also because it's an intelligence, because I'm telling what the intelligence to do, I'm the one making it.
Right.
Which you would probably, I think someone in the comments of this post specifically was like, yeah, it's like how Andy Warhol actually had other people make paintings for him, and then it was all attributed to him. And I can say, yeah, that's also shitty.
He wasn't the one that made it. Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's the people that made it.
Yeah, and he's an asshole like you guys are if he decided to just put his fucking name on it. And yeah.
I mean, James Patterson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on,
how
bro.
do you churn out fucking 20 books a month is you just get a bunch of no-name writers.
Yeah. And then you put their names tiny on the bottom.
Very small print, yeah.
And you put your name in big block impact letters on the top.
Yeah.
And you break it up into 1,000 chapters to annoy Sarah Huron.
But make everyone else feel really smart because they're reading a big book with a lot of chapters in it. Big number.
And I can read it all on an airplane.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Ooh. Okay, well, let me finish this post. Okay, yeah, the brush did, whatever. But the brush can't do things on its own. Neither can AI. Fucking destroyed with facts and logic.
Until they figure that out.
Yeah. Conclusion. Thank you for reading.
That's it.
This is my first post on this subreddit. I know I won't make a big change, but I hope to at least help y'all in case an anti-AI hits you with this argument. That's where we show up.
I hate people like this.
I think I've been thinking about it more because it's because we talked about it yesterday. The tech bro-y, like I'm interested in technology. I think it's really funny.
Yeah,
that tech bros this whole time have been jealous of people that took the time out to do creative shit.
Yeah.
Because they think they got away with sticking to technology and being able to do what an artist does.
Yeah.
When no, you can't. And here's the example I have off the top of my head, because it's in the subreddit too. They make like little comics with AI, right?
All right.
And they all have the exact same style, the exact same look of how people are drawn, to the point where I was looking at a game on Steam, and a game on Steam said they didn't use AI in the game, but they're using AI images in the marketing, and the marketing has the exact same style, and the faces specifically is the thing that gives it away more than anything else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's actually, which also helps the argument of on our end that the AI is the intelligence because it has one style.
Right. Because you would think they would want to go in and change the style to not be as similar to every, because that's historically and been how human beings create art is.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to adhere to a style, but I'm going to try and stick out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I will say too, even with the Google Veo, I'm thinking about it more from what I remember.
Yeah.
They all still have the same style in like how the video looks, and you can still tell it's AI. Yeah. But like I'm thinking of like the thing that they showed on Red Letter Media, where it's like the how much wood could a woodchuck chuck.
Yeah.
Like even the like witch scene looks like it's lit up like a sitcom. You know, like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, and I think that's why there's a big disconnect between people who've never tried to actually create anything without AI.
Yeah.
And people who who only use AI
and
to have
generative
created
AI.
things. Yeah. Or well, I'm sorry, I said the same thing twice. People who are creative and have made things without AI, and people who have never made anything without the usage of AI. Because it's almost like they don't internally think. Like, I know that's really mean, but it's like when you pick up a pencil and you start drawing, you are thinking, you are analyzing what you're drawing.
Yeah.
Is this circle round enough? Do I want a perfect circle? Maybe I want an ellipse. Maybe I want an oval thing. Am I going to shade this? Where's the light source coming from? Am I doing a 3/4 perspective? Am I doing a front? Am I doing a profile? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Does this look enough like what I'm doing? And you might not be, if you're an artist, you might be like, I don't fucking think. I just gotta go. You are thinking.
Well, it's you, subconsciously.
Even if you aren't like, I am going to do this thing, you know, you are honing that every time you draw.
Yeah.
Like every artist has felt the feeling of like, I'm plateauing. I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over again. I need to change my style. I need to force myself to think about what I'm doing because it's muscle memory, what you're doing. So like I was the person in high school that drew eyes in the side of your notebook all the time.
Yeah.
And like really rendered eyes a lot. And people used to dunk on that like a couple months ago or years ago that was like the sign of a shitty drawer or like an anime person, that you just draw eyes or whatever and there's like a specific eye type and you just never
expand beyond that.
And that was me, right? And it took me until getting like an anatomy book and learning how to sketch out eyes to maybe not draw them in a better way, because I definitely got worse. But like it was like I was drawing seriously for the first time, and I was now learning, oh, I can take all of the skills I learned in this style and transport them over to this style.
Yeah. And
elevate my art. And I think AI people would be like, well, why can't you just get to there? I just want to get to there.
And that's, but because I can just put in words and then the magic machine box.
Just make it better.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not internally thinking. If you were somebody that did that, what makes you what makes you a creative versus a non-creative is that you're just like,
finished products. That's it.
Done. The same thing. You're not trying to get better. You're not even analyzing it. You're not even appreciating it. I don't even think artists that are hobbyists and they don't want to get better, they just want to draw, I think they're artists as well.
Yeah.
But if you're just, I need an eye for marketing.
Yeah.
I think we have, at the very least, I think we've created a art form that isn't art. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean. Like in the way that like, and I think this is why I was bringing up like the more like the moral argument of AI, I think.
Yeah.
Where it's like, or the philosophical argument of AI is what I'm thinking, because like what makes art versus what makes AI art not art.
And I do think what we talked about earlier with if you had a drawing pencil and you clicked a button and it made a dot, is that art? I think that's a philosophical argument.
But
and I think that should be talked about.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, that's like, you know, like that can be debated. But like, if you're drawing something, it's you using your pen, using time, energy, and work.
Yeah.
To make something that is inherently fully your own.
Yeah.
AI art
Yeah.
is an amalgamation of all the art that's ever been put, and I'm gonna be honest, only on the internet, because that's the only thing that the AI can go off of currently.
Yeah.
Is whatever the fuck's online. So there's shit that's gonna miss.
And there's a list of people that it's been trained on based on which AI it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those people that have done all that work has been taken away from them.
They didn't consent.
Yeah. You know?
They weren't paid.
Yeah. And now they're in this venture capitalist $100 billion fucking industry.
Joe Schmo is making money off of their work.
Yeah. Which means, what is it? And then the AI just doing magic, as it was described in the post,
magic,
isn't art then.
No.
Because it is just stealing. It is just, it's stealing, and it's also not, it's so bland and so vague in its presentation.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to feel?
And what are we supposed to argue with you about?
Yeah.
At this point. You know what I mean? What am I supposed to tell you? If you sit down and you pick up a pencil and you draw an eyeball and you say that wasn't hard. You refuse to give yourself credit for making something.
Yeah.
But you would rather give a robot credit for making something.
Yeah. Rosie meowed to the point where it sounded like she was in pain.
Pathetically meowed.
Yeah.
Hi, Rosie.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that.
Nobody can recreate you in AI, Rosie.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the perfect cat. It's like it's a lack of appreciation for life that is so inhumane that I don't even know how to argue with it.
Yeah.
I can't force you to appreciate life around you and appreciate your own life and skills.
Yeah.
I can't force you to do that.
There was another one, and maybe I should have done that one as opposed to this one. There's another one that was like why AI writing is awesome, and in the post they outed themselves as like, yeah, I'm a shitty writer, and that's why I put all my stuff into the AI.
But that's okay. You know what? For people that are arguing with people that use AI, this is something that I did that fucking crushed recently. I annihilated somebody in an argument about AI.
Yeah.
Somebody recently was like, I use AI for my business. And looked at me like I was supposed to be like, well, you're a smart person I respect. I guess I respect AI now. And which is wonderful and naive. But I was like, okay, now I've lost respect for you. What now?
Yeah.
And it upset them that I would lose respect for them for using AI. And I sympathized with them and did the counter argument. I did the sort of like, I understand that in your business, time is money, and AI does quicken the process. That is true.
Yeah.
It's quicker than writing out an email. However, what you're doing is you're training this AI, it was ChatGPT, on your writing. So now ChatGPT is taking the IP of your writing, which I know you don't care about. However, in my opinion, as a creative person, I care about my IP a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I have. I might be a business person, but my career isn't business person.
It's
artist and podcaster and comedian and talker, yapper, entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, but I also draw and I also make music. If I don't have the things that I make, I don't have any money.
Yeah.
And it can be stolen out from under me. So what scares me about AI is that it's being used in this way. And they countered by being like, well, right, but you know, I still wrote the thing. And I'm like, yeah, but you put it into AI and AI spat it back out, edited. Wouldn't you say that it now has it can take credit for what it did to your work?
Yeah.
So that's not yours anymore?
Yeah.
And you're using that for your business?
Because it's not even like using like spell check or something, which is an algorithm that goes based on, because that's just a suggestion, but also B, it's a very specified like.
And then I brought up the point of, well, however, even though you are just using it to clean up your words, right?
Yeah.
You are losing the skill of editing because you are no longer editing.
Yeah.
And editing your writing is important. Because what if you don't have this business anymore and you have to write a cover letter? What if AI is so expensive you can't pay for it? Now you have to write a cover letter and you
completely on your own.
Haven't edited anything in 20 years.
Mm.
And this is the difference between you getting a job and you not getting a job. And that's why we want college students to write essays, right? So why is it not the same for 40-year-olds? You know what I mean? And they were like, well, but I still have my skill because I still wrote it. And I was like, right, but you didn't edit it. That's a different skill.
Different skill, yeah.
And we kind of got to a point where I realized they were just insecure in their writing.
Mm.
And I was like, not gonna lie, I want to empathize and be like, everybody's insecure, babe.
Yeah.
It's okay, I get it. I didn't want to do that though, because it pissed me off, dude.
Yeah.
I was very honest. I was like, I'm sorry this pisses me off. Because I'm a creative, right?
Yeah.
I started in classical music. I was 12 years old, insecure at a time where everyone is insecure.
Yeah.
I was doing something where it was incredibly hard, and straight up adults were laughing at me and telling me that I would never make it, and I would never make any money, and I would never live, and I should give up. And then I did give up because I figured I just was I wasn't good enough. I didn't have any whatever. And now I'm doing this and I realized, no, I was just insecure. If I had just somehow had the support to be secure in myself, which honestly might have been too much to do. If even if I did come from a good background of people like parents and things, I probably would still be insecure.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah.
I just was that way.
I think you said at some point that there is a level also of insecurity that I think most people have.
I think everyone is.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a kid. I think it comes with being a kid. And eventually you grow out of it. But for me, it was like a really baked into me because every time I was insecure, I didn't have nobody sat me down and was like, it's okay. Even if you fail, it's okay.
No,
Nobody did that. Everyone was like, yeah, you played like shit today.
Fucking loser.
Fucking idiot. You're never going to do you better practice more.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't good. And so it cost me a career though, because I needed to be playing at a high level early on in my life. And it cost me a career. Now, I am confident in myself. I really don't have a lot of insecurities because it's being beaten out of me by the internet every fucking week. But I don't have very many insecurities. And now everyone and their fucking mama that, from my point of view, has told me you can't be insecure or else you're not going to get a job or you're not going to live or blah, 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 are using a fucking robot to do their work for them.
So
how can you be a fucking accountant? And I'm sorry, accountants. I know I dog on you a lot. My mom was an accountant. That's why. It's not your fault. A lot of accountants are great people. You don't do anything wrong. This is just me. All right. Don't worry about it. I'm not yelling at you.
Accountant, skip to timestamp in description.
You can't be a fucking accountant or like working at the fucking spreadsheet mill and have a robot do your job and you get money for what the robot does.
Yeah.
Go home and sleep well at night and tell your kid that plays fucking clarinet that he better practice more or else he's not going to get a job. Bitch, you don't have a job. You don't do anything.
You have a bullshit job. Sorry.
You have a bullshit job. That kid is in algebra 2. You haven't done algebra in 16 years. You don't know how to factor things.
You don't even know how to fucking solve for X anymore, man.
You don't know how to do that.
When you go to the fucking restaurant, you can't even dare try to calculate a tip
That's
with the
20%.
calculator.
I don't even know. Yeah, you have a calculator in your fucking phone and you don't even do that. Man, fuck you.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. I don't have empathy for it anymore.
Yeah, a level of insecurity that's mixed with a level of incuriosity, you know?
Yeah. I mean, get over it. I'm sorry. I don't know. At some point, insecurity is something that you do have to figure out. And you can't make other people's problem.
Yeah. Unless you're me. In that case, this podcast has been a...
You need to talk to other people, man. Because you need to know how much insecurity other people have. You need to like go back to a warehouse and talk to those guys again because
Fuck
like
that.
yeah, because they suck, right?
Yeah, they do.
Because their
suck.
fucking
Yeah,
daughters won't talk to them because they beat their moms because they're insecure about their penis size. You're going about your day and you're good because you're just good. Because you don't worry about this shit. You talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the fucking difference.
That is true. Yeah.
This can't be solved by being like, we just love each other, blah, blah, blah. No, that guy needs to fucking apologize for beating his wife.
Yeah.
That guy needs to go to fucking therapy.
And
he needs
figure
to get
shit
the
out.
fuck over his tiny dick. Nobody cares if you have a tiny dick. Find some lady that loves tiny dick.
Yeah.
Literally, who gives a shit? Stop beating people up.
Because of some bullshit, like... goal? What's image of perfection? Yeah.
Just to feel good. Straight up, that's it. It's nothing else. It's just, I've been insecure about not being an artist my whole life. Now I can at the push of a button. And I'm going to.
Yeah.
Because it feels good. It's like addiction. It's like fucking instant gratification. Bro.
Yeah, that's that's also what I was thinking too. I don't know if I said it yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I've been thinking more about it. It really is just instant gratification is what people are going for. And I think it's because people are very impatient because they feel like all their time is being taken up by bullshit jobs, by capitalism. And they think this is like a Band-Aid, I guess, but it really isn't. And it's going to make the problem worse.
And those are the people I have at least some sympathy for. I do have a bit of sympathy for those people caught up in that.
Yeah.
And like students, I do have a bit of sympathy for because it is like, what do I do? You're going to be insecure in college.
Yeah. And also I get the pressure idea if you're paying full price or like out of state.
Because not everybody can pay.
Yeah. And it is a privilege to go to college.
Yes.
So there's that extra level of like, oh, I better not fuck this up.
Right. And I understand
I missed reading this.
I'm not excusing it because I do think you're doing yourself a disservice. Like at some point, you're gonna get to like junior year of college, you're gonna realize you haven't learned anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing too.
And
is
you're
like,
gonna leave.
Even when like beforehand with like just regular cheating, like trying to find other people's work or whatever, you were still also doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
Because you weren't learning, you weren't keeping your mind active. You know.
And I wonder too if this is extra offensive to us because we have ADHD. Because we've had to work extra to make sure that we understand something rather than just read it.
Yeah. That might be possible, yeah.
Because that pisses me off a lot, too. You think you're reading and you're doing this, but you bully neurodivergent people who do the same thing.
Why is it taking you so long to read this book? Fucking focus. Anyway, I just got an essay.
I just had it summarized by ChatGPT. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you. I'm going to punch you.
Man, even like Cliff's Notes, at least like you were still reading it and also someone wrote it and read the thing in the first place.
And also you would have to deal with the librarian or the bookseller giving you a dirty look and being like, who's your parent? What's your mom's phone number? I'm going to tell her. I'm going to call her and tell her that you're not learning.
Yeah.
It's just, you should be sad that no one around you is making sure that you're learning.
Yeah.
Because that means you've been failed.
Yeah. Society has failed you.
Someone needs to be in your life and make sure that you are learning something.
Yeah.
And it's going to be me, god damn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure.
Now, honestly, genuinely, the more I think about it, like, fucking just, like, do Betweenal, do, like, Wordle, like, do, like Sudoku, you know? Like, that's
Sudoku.
enough. That's enough to keep your mind going. And I think that'll make you more curious because you're eventually going to be like, how do I solve a puzzle that I can't just use the regular number is to go where, you know?
Straight up read manga. It's easy to read.
There's pictures.
There's pictures and you're reading.
Yeah.
And you're looking at art.
That someone years of experience made, yeah.
You start thinking, oh, how did they do that? Oh, look at that. That's interesting the way that they drew that. What's going on? What's happening? Oh, I wonder what's going to happen next. Read fan fiction. Legitimately.
Yeah. I think to close out, because I just thought this now with that. During that Red Letter Media video, they made the philosophical argument of like, or like the question of like with AI and people, right? A person's born and everything they learn is an amalgamation of their life experiences, but also the life experiences of a lot of other people.
Right.
AI, why wouldn't AI just kind of be similar? And the thing with AI specifically is that it's the amalgamation of everything. And I now do you remember The Incredibles?
Yes.
If everyone's super, then no one is. If everyone's experience is here, then no one's experience is here, you know?
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I a little bit disagree because I think what they were missing with Red Letter Media and what you're missing with that is that they're correct that AI is the amalgamation of everybody's experiences mashed into one. But who makes the choice?
Of which experiences
goes where?
Yeah.
Because that's important, right? It's a director of people doing something. You wouldn't say Killers of the Flower Moon or something. You wouldn't say that Scorsese like went in and told, if he just like wasn't there, would that movie be the same as what it is? No,
yeah.
He told them to go there, and they each brought their individual experiences there.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean as well, because like in that, the second part, I guess, of what my statement is the idea that the person themselves have had their own unique experiences in a very specialized manner, in the same way that like a very specialized person that's like a grip or like Best Boy or something.
Yes, they all have their own.
Yeah.
But it is like somebody is going to make the decisions. Who is the person making the decisions?
Yeah.
If you boil down all of the decisions a director makes to a robot,
then the only thing...
whoever made the robot is the one making the decision.
Yeah.
Which is an argument that I had with this person that I talked to. And they were like, well, yeah, it's now the person that made the AI that owns everything. Which should be ringing alarm bells in your mind that you're voluntarily giving it to a guy you don't know.
And it's going to be theirs forever, and they're going to own all the information that you put and everyone else puts into it.
If I'm emailing your business and you send me back an email that isn't written by you, but is technically the written material of Joe Schmo, the guy who made a robot in his basement.
Yeah.
I'm not doing business with you.
I'm doing business
with Joe Schmo, a guy I don't know, a guy I don't want to do business with. I want to do business with you.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off is, yes, okay, so AI is the amalgamation of everybody's experiences. But that's not what these AI bros are saying. It's AI. They're saying, why isn't it okay that I use AI to make a thing? It's actually me, the person that turned the key. Now I own the door.
Yeah.
No, the guy that made the door owns the door. The guy that bought the door owns the door. Obviously.
Yeah.
Just because you made a key and you put it in the door doesn't mean you have access. That doesn't mean you can take the door home and charge people a rent to use the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's obviously at this point, to the point where it's like, why are we arguing about it?
Yeah.
You obviously don't know what you're talking about. There's no use in talking to you. Like, I wouldn't argue with you that the sky is green, and I've said this multiple times, or that 2 + 2 is 5. I wouldn't do that because it's a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
You, for some reason, are obsessed with doing something that causes an inordinate amount of harm to humanity in the world.
Yeah.
And you expect me to argue with you as if you are on a valid ground.
Yeah. As if you're doing something, like, acceptable.
Why would I argue with you about that? What is the point of me being here? You're a horrible person, and I don't like you. And and
it's also okay for me.
As far as I know, in America, I'm allowed to do that. So far, we don't know. We'll see what happens. Next week.
Anything could happen in the 24 hours that this goes out. So yeah, solved it.
Solved it.
I think we added more to what we did in the Patreon.
Yes, we did. That's a good supplemental text. Text is fun. It's Rosie.
It's Rosie. Rosie wanted to come in really badly, so she's here. I don't know if you can see her because I can't see the monitor.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if it's too dark in here.
She's a little black cat.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye, Rosie.
Our one and only cat, Rosie.
Yeah, no other
no
cats.
other cats are in here. Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Landlord. All right.
The government. Sorry.
Let's get back to our normal shit, Joshua.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. You fucking yap, Josh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God. Am I the asshole for not punishing my son for making fun of his sister for wetting her pants?
I saw this one.
You always see these.
I didn't read it because I was like, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Why?
So I don't know, because it's someone pissing their pants. And I was like, all right, I don't need to.
I was like, we don't usually do ones with kids, but this one's kind of open shut. Not gonna lie.
All right. So it's like simple. I like that.
Yeah. My husband, 40 male, and I, 38 female, have 2 amazing kids, 10 male and 7 female. Our son's birthday was a couple days ago, and the gift he was most excited to receive was the video game Dying Light. He heard about it from a friend and was really excited to try it out. It's a video game about zombies, and he loves anything zombie related. Today, he was playing the game in our living room when his sister came downstairs, and unfortunately, she walked in during a pretty scary part. This part of the video game scared her so bad that she peed her pants. When her brother saw that she had peed her pants, he started laughing at her.
What?
And said, haha, you peed yourself, you're a big baby.
Oh my God.
I went in and asked what was the matter and saw that my daughter had wet herself. I asked her what happened, and she said there were scary monsters in the video game her brother was playing, and they were so scary, and she started to cry. I then comforted her and took her upstairs to calm her down. Later, my husband came home from running an errand and asked what our daughter was so upset about. I explained what happened to him, and he asked what punishment I gave our son. I told him I didn't punish him.
Why? Why did you not? All right, okay. Fucking, why didn't you do?
Because it's cool and epic because she's a big baby for wetting her pants, Josh. Duh.
Motherfucker, you gave him the game. This is also your fault. Do you not want to admit that?
My son showed up with a horrible video game. Dying Light is apparently a good, like, it is pretty fun.
No,
it's an adult game.
It's an adult fucking game.
I would not give a 10-year-old Dying Light.
I probably wouldn't give a 10-year-old either.
It's apparently
13, 14, like, we can talk about it at least, but like...
Well, it's apparently mature, 18 plus, so...
Oh, like that bad? Okay, all right. Okay, if it's like 18 over for sure, as opposed to just like mature, yeah.
No, it's like not even like a silly. It's not even like a Dead Island. It's like worse than a Dead Island.
Oh,
it's like a scary video game.
Okay, yeah. Why? Okay,
it's like giving a kid Outlast, man.
That's fucked up. That would be really fucked up.
Can you imagine?
I know that like sometimes the ESRBs, like I mean, I'll admit I played Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, she moved my camera. Oh my Okay, Rosie, you gotta go outside. I think. Look at my shit. It's so fucked up. Well,
all right. Cameras
reset?
Question mark. But no, okay, sorry. But yeah, like, I mean, as a kid, I can admit, like, I played Grand Theft Auto when I was 13, 14. Yeah.
But it's like, it was a mistake. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. Yeah.
You shouldn't have done that.
Probably shouldn't have. Yeah.
Like, I watched my brothers play Grand Theft Auto when I was like 8, and it wasn't right. Probably.
No, probably wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's complicated, I guess, but like it's still not. You can go case by case with game by game, right? But like, if it's Dying Light or like Outlast, you should kid. I shouldn't fucking play it. I'm 26.
Outlast is probably scarier than Dying Light, but I would put them both in a similar like
category.
Horror. Like we watched Scary Game Squad play it. Probably. Yeah,
that's fair.
Something like that. It's not a silly fun game.
Yeah.
This made my husband very upset. He asked why I thought it was okay for our son to bully his sister. I said I didn't think it was a big deal, but he insisted otherwise.
What an asshole. He cares about you.
I didn't think it was a big fucking deal. I didn't give a shit.
She was crying or whatever. I don't care.
I don't give a fuck. Damn. My husband has been very upset with me since and claims that I should have punished our son right then.
And taken the game away, probably.
But now, since I didn't, he will look at me like, he will look like the bad guy if he punishes him for making fun of his sister after I did nothing. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
There's edits and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
yes. So far,
yes. Edit. Okay, I apologize to my husband for letting our son's mean comment slide. I understand that it needs to be addressed. My husband and I are about to have a talk with our son about why what he did was wrong and he needs to apologize to his sister. Many of you got the idea. I wanted to just make my husband do that on his own, but no, we're both going to talk to him. That's good.
That's good, yeah.
And to all the people saying I shouldn't let my son play the game, I mean, you can keep commenting if you want, and I might respond, but my son will still be allowed to play the game.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Fucking owned. You
Listen,
owned us. Yeah.
You owned us with your bad parenting, I guess. Update. My husband and I talked to our son and explained to him how his sister was scared and that's why she peed her pants. We asked him how he would feel if he was that scared and she just made fun of him. He said he'd feel bad, and he understood that he made her feel bad by making fun of her. He apologized to his sister for making fun of her and gave her a big hug and a big kiss on the top of her head, and said he was also sorry that his video game scared her, something we didn't even ask him to say. You don't have to put that in there.
Yeah.
You know?
My kid is like actually like surpassed me in how to apologize. Yeah. And also, yeah, give a big little smooch on the forehead is...
Okay.
Why do you need that detail?
Yeah, but none of this needed to be... I get what you're doing, but I understand. We all comforted her and promised her she was safe and the monsters in the game weren't real. We told our son that from now on he can only play the game in his room because it's too scary for his sister, and he understood. To make our daughter feel better, we made her favorite dinner, breakfast for dinner, a big batch of pancakes with peanut butter and hot maple syrup with a side of hash browns. That made her quite happy. Smiley face emoji. Some of you thought I favored my son over his sister. I don't. I adore both my kids equally, but I did make a mistake undermining how bad him teasing her when she was scared really was.
Teasing?
I don't know why this doesn't feel like fucking parenting to me. Is this me being abused, or is this bad parenting? Because it feels like bad parenting, right?
I think there's some like... Okay, personal anecdote, I guess.
Okay.
Because this relates to horror. When I was like, not an infant, but like 3 to 7, right?
Yeah.
My parents, I think I've said this on the podcast at some point.
Right.
My parents, because my sisters were teenagers at the time, and we live in Orlando, and during Halloween Horror Nights, and it's like the big thing that everyone does, all the teenagers do. Apparently teenagers have gotten way worse in the past 5 years, apparently, like to the point where people are complaining about it on the Reddit whenever Halloween Horror Nights come around.
That's their whole thing, though.
Yeah.
No.
But apparently it's like line cutting and like cursing at everyone and touching characters. I will say people are touching
characters.
People are touching Igor at Epic Universe.
What?
Yeah, it's been really bad. Yeah,
that's not good.
People really have been kind of shitty. But I was around 3 to 7.
Is like they're teenagers. Come
whatever.
on.
I know. Personally, I don't care. But I know some people are whatever.
Christian.
Yeah. Get them, dude. Hell yeah. But now fucking dude. Yeah. No. But 3 to 7, I was a kid, and they didn't. I don't know why they didn't want to get. I don't know why
they did either. Yeah,
a babysitter or one of them stay home. I get, because like they were the cool parents, kind of. They tried to be that. Like they would pay for they paid one time for like a bus to bring all the friends over as well.
Yeah, like your sister's friends.
Yeah, and I was brought along as a child to this horror themed,
like a small child.
Yeah, like small, like 3 again, like still in my mother's arms, young.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say it fucked me up super badly.
I don't know.
But I do think I have issues with horror themed stuff, and I think I get scared easily, and maybe there was like it might have heightened the anxiety of like where I'm at now, you know what I mean, where it's like going into a place and like not knowing if someone's gonna jump out at me. And
I mean, it's a weird feeling, like you're with your parents and people are supposed to keep you safe, and all of a sudden you don't feel safe.
Yeah,
and your parents are not really doing shit about it.
Yeah,
but that, I will say, that can happen anywhere, I think.
I get that. Yeah, like
I mean, that's specifically in a place where they probably could tell that you were gonna get scared. You know, it's supposed to scare you.
Yeah,
that happened to me in a car wash once, where they put me in a I was a baby, and they put me in a little car seat, and they went through one of those drive-through car washes.
Oh yeah,
and I started screaming like I was dying.
Oh my god.
And for the way my brother describes it, it's really funny. It was like, ah! I thought I was fucking dying. And everyone was like, oh shit, we're traumatizing Sarah.
Core memory.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember it.
No, yeah.
But I will say I don't want to go through a car wash.
I was gonna jokingly say, like, is that why every time we drive past like a car wash, you go like, never go in there.
I don't do that.
Look at me, Josh.
You're not fucking allowed.
If I'm in the car, you're not going.
I do think it's cool now. Like I went through a couple as I got older.
Yeah, I got.
I was like, it's like a fun show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think that can happen anywhere with kids. So I don't want to. If you're an adult and your kid is scared, I don't want you to feel bad.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, I understand.
It can happen.
Yeah.
But it is like you shouldn't do it a lot to your kid.
Yes, that's fair.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I guess like I'm thinking of it because like you willingly gave him the game and like it's a horror game.
You should probably abide by the ratings on the game.
Yeah.
Or at least look into what the game is.
And talk to your kid about it beforehand. Yeah. And also maybe tell everyone in the house what's going to happen too. As like, and I know I say that and it does sound like an overreaction, but I think that's more... Because if you're already going to the point of like, I think you're doing the right thing by like talking out, like, how would you feel, you know, and like that's good parenting.
That's good.
Like being like, hey, think about how you'd be empathetic, right?
But he's already 10 and he's already making fun of his sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna have like sibling
rivalries or whatever. But
I mean, I was a young girl and I had an older brother.
Yeah, and I had 2 older sisters as a young brother. Yeah.
But the way that they would bully me wasn't like I'm gonna name call you.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, so we're gonna put you in the closet, and then they wouldn't do that. Like it was fun. I don't know how to describe
that's fair.
it.
That's fair.
It was I was in on the joke.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
You know. Or like they would be like, oh, I'm gonna punch you in the nose, and then they would.
Okay, all right.
So they wouldn't actually punch me. You know?
That's fair.
And it was cute stuff like that. It wasn't like, oh, Sarah, you're a piece of shit, baby, crying.
Loser, yeah.
Get out of here. You're a baby.
Yeah.
That is something that is not okay. If you find out your 10-year-old's name call, like, I mean...
You need to, there's probably more you need to figure out, yeah.
The top comment is like, oh, good luck with school.
Oh, you know? Yeah, because what's happening there? Like, is your kid being a bully to other people? Like, that's the kid you want to have? I assume not.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
I don't know. I don't know if video games traumatize kids. I think they could. I think it could lead to him. I'm more worried about it leading to him to like Googling Dying Light fandom. What's in the Dying Light fandom? What's in the rabbit hole that goes? I feel like that is more harmful to kids than like playing a video game.
Online like gaming violence, I don't think is really like an indicator of like because like back in the 90s, I think it's easy to want to in the 2000s like I think it's easy to want to overcorrect the idea of like
no video
games because they're all satanic, but then also the reaction to that being like they're fine. All video games are fine. Why? Because it's not real. It's ones and zeros.
No,
you're doing something.
Like think about how many fucking 8-year-olds had COD. Were in multiplayer COD
and how many of
voice
them
lobbies, and they came out of it knowing a lot of slurs
that they would go on to say to other COD lobbies continuously.
Now at this current moment, right now, a lot. You know, I think that's what I would be more like. Who are you talking to? What communities are you in?
Yeah,
because I swear to God, if I have a Nazi son, I will not have a son. And by not like I'm cutting off my son so he can go be a Nazi to other people. I mean, like I'm going to jail for murdering my son.
And I'm going to try and restore him to a regular person, I guess. But yeah. All right. You're not going on the internet. We're talking this through. All right.
Yeah. We're going to somehow talk Nazism out of a creature we've made.
The creature. Yeah.
The creature.
Asshole, I'd say, not solved it. Yeah. Damn, man.
Yeah. Don't give Dying Light to your 10-year-old kid, man.
Probably don't do that. Probably.
I'm worried about the 10-year-old.
10-year-old, I think, yeah.
I feel like also, I don't know, it's just a weird reaction when your 7-year-old, you gave a game to your 10-year-old that is so scary it made your 7-year-old pee her pants.
That's, yeah.
And you still are like, I'm going to let him play the game.
Yeah, that's fine. No. Nothing bad happened
here.
I don't give a shit. Nothing to see here, everybody.
Yeah.
Move along.
I don't know what the right game to play as a 10-year-old would be. I think I was playing Barbie.
I was probably
CD-ROM.
playing Little Big Planet. That's what's up.
That's a good game.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Paper Mario.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
1,000-Year Door.
Go to your Goodwill.
This is why I'm a Nintendo person, dude.
Fair. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for locking the office fridge after someone kept stealing my lunch?
The entire fridge?
I want to say it's a little misleading, but it might be the entire fridge. I don't remember.
Okay.
I, 34 male, work in a small office with about 10 people. We share a communal kitchen, including one fridge. Over the past month, my lunch has been stolen 5 times.
That's too many times.
Not just random snacks, entire homemade meals I bring from home, gone without a trace. It's not just frustrating, it's expensive and messes up my day. I mentioned it a couple times in the group chat, like, hey, someone's been taking my lunches. Please stop. Everyone either ignored it or sent vague messages like, ugh, that sucks, or some people are the worst. But no one took responsibility. So I brought him.
Jesus, I don't even know what to do. Maybe you do lock your shit. Yeah. What the fuck up?
I thought maybe lock up that fucking fridge, man.
Yeah.
So I bought a mini fridge and put it under my desk.
Oh.
Nothing fancy, just enough to hold my meal and a drink. I also put a little lock on it just for extra peace of mind. Since then, no more stolen lunches.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, last Friday, one of my coworkers, I'll call her Dana, 29 female, confronted me during lunch and said it was, quote, weird and selfish that I had a personal fridge. Self-report. She said it made me, quote, look paranoid and, quote, not part of the team. I said I was tired of my food being stolen and that this was the only solution that worked. She said I should have just brought stuff I wouldn't care about losing, like snacks or microwave meals, if I was so worried. Self-report.
You should have brought steak in.
You should have gone to the steakhouse across the street.
You should have gone to my favorite restaurant, P.F. Chang's, and got my favorite orange chicken dish. Me, Dana. Everybody knows it's my favorite dish, and you should have brought it in and left it in the fridge for me.
I'm not stealing. I'm not stealing.
Like, holy shit, Dana. Get a little tact, honey.
A couple of others have now made little comments like, don't let him see your lunch. He might lock it up. Or
why would he do that?
Or we get it. You're special. Buying one mini fridge.
Did they all steal your lunch?
This goes all the way to the top, motherfucker. All right.
They were all like, let's steal this one guy's lunch. Who's got this guy's lunch today? Oh, I think it's my turn. Are they fucking your wife too? What is happening?
There's a second group chat without them in, and they're all just like spinning the wheel of like, all right, which name is it on board today, guys?
They all show up like an hour early to have fun together without you, and also spin the wheel of who gets to eat your lunch and who gets to fuck your wife.
They all get there 30 minutes earlier, and they play dice in the alley. And whoever
wins gets your lunch.
Yeah, that's what they're betting with.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Holy shit.
Or we get it, you're special. Again, crazy line. I'm starting to feel like the weirdo in the office just for protecting my stuff. Am I the asshole for locking up my lunch instead of letting this keep happening?
If this is real, baby, you're just getting bullied.
Yeah,
you're being bullied by a bunch of assholes.
Want your lunch.
Dude, like by the meanest people on the planet. Holy shit.
Where is this? What fucking office?
Honestly, I think you should call the police somehow. I don't know why.
Someone needs to go to jail for this.
This is an incident where this is what the police should be doing. They should not have guns. They should not have, fuck ICE, defund the police, all of it. Abolish ICE.
Let's get let's get like actual community service people. Let's get therapists to come in here.
If you're dedicated to the concept of punishing people, and you want to be a cop that bad, that's the only thing you can do. This is what you should be investigating.
Yeah.
Cases like this.
Posts where shit happens like this.
Where apparently there's a ring of assholes dedicated in their nastiness.
There's a cartel, a lunch cartel in your office.
Cartoon villainism.
One of them is like putting on like the red, like the makeup on for some reason. Every time they come in the office, whatever it's called.
What are you talking about?
The Joker.
Oh, the Joker lipstick?
Yeah,
okay.
the Joker lipstick.
Someone else has a curly Q mustache and a big top hat. Like he's gonna tie you to the train tracks.
And then you, the officer Dudley Do-Right, need to come in and
eat a big old thing of spinach.
That's Popeye.
I know. I don't give a shit. Shut up. Shush.
Hashtag make cops Popeye again. Is that what we're saying?
Hashtag make cops Popeye again. Oh my god.
The kids even know
I think you have to move away. Like I don't even think you should quit and you should go to a different job, but you should also never run into these people ever again.
Yeah. Who fucking cares if you put a fridge under your desk and lock it up?
You know, this is what John Wick should have been about. Like, you should kill all their dogs. And then come into work and be like, don't fuck with me. Like, have a pocket knife and just, like, have it out.
Yeah, just ready, yeah.
Like, that's what you should do. You should get a pocket knife, and as soon as somebody comes up to you and says something crazy like, oh, you're gonna lock up your lunch again, buddy? You pull out a knife, and you're like, oh, you're gonna say some more shit to me?
But is it also, if we're going to John Wick, is it like Continental rules where you can't do business in the office property?
No, that's when John Wick got worse. There are no fucking rules in murdering people because that's a ridiculous idea.
I do think it's funny though, like John Wick, like going into a house sneaking at night and still holding the gun like this.
You know what? Fuck John Wick. Obviously, this is a horrible idea. John Wick's a horrible idea because rules and bullshit. The mafia. You should be the mafia.
You should be the mafia, yeah.
About your lunch. If this were the Italian mafia, all of their dogs' heads would be chopped off and on their pillows by the time they got home.
Or all their lunches would be shredded up and then put for everyone to see in the middle of the yeah.
They'd string up all their lunches like Mussolini. Lit on fire, shot, stabbed to death, and strung up, tar and feathered.
Hey, Gary, when did we install a mini noose in the office? And why is my Lunchables hanging from it? Oh, John... Sorry, Schman, because it's not John. John Wick is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Schman.
Schman Schmick?
Schman Schmick got mad that everyone stole his lunch.
Oh, fuck.
Don't tell him we did it.
Don't tell him we did it.
Keep your fucking mouth shut.
He already knows.
Hang up without saying bye.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Have an affair with a security person and get access to the
CCTV.
security tapes. And file a call the non-emergency police.
Yeah,
and file a report.
Yeah.
Get a private detective.
Yeah, there you go. Get a PI.
Get a PI to come in and look into the instance.
Yeah, and get as much blackmail on these people as possible.
I am pretty sure this is the plot of Duck Detective 1. I'm pretty sure only because I have finished that game. I haven't finished it yet.
That's so funny.
I haven't finished Duck Detective 1, Case of the Secret Salami Bandit.
God, man.
Yeah.
Fellas, is it gay to lock up your food so no one eats it? Solved it. Not giving you time to respond. Can
you imagine going home and your wife's like smoking a cigarette because she just finished fucking your boss? And you're just like, I don't know why they keep taking my lunch. It's so fucked up. And then she's like, yeah. She's texting everybody else from work.
Yeah.
And she's in the group chat of who am I fucking today, boys?
Yeah. It goes all the way to the top, man.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, solved it, man. That's so funny.
Why would they do this to you, man?
What's so funny just being like, listen, I'm not stealing your lunches, but I think it's a little weird.
You should just put shit in there that you don't want to get stolen.
You know, put in some lean cuisines, man. You should actually get Factor and fucking just have it delivered to the office, and we'll assume it's yours and still take it anyway.
You should just order pizza for the whole office.
Honestly, like, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what the hell?
Why aren't you getting Domino's for us, motherfucker?
I'm just astounded that someone could be so mean. Like, I know that you shouldn't, like, there's the whole thing about the, like, if you put laxatives in your food, then you could kill somebody or whatever. But you should kill these people. It would be better for the world if you just put a bunch of arsenic in your food and they all died.
I don't want this to be the Roy Scovel episode, but I remember the bit where he's like, let's just genocide the bad people. And then all the people were like, oh,
right?
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Oh, we didn't think of it that way.
Oh, we never thought of it that way. Shit.
All right, sorry. Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for sitting braless in my garden?
Holding a sandwich as you're walking to give it to your husband unasked for.
Unasked for. Braless, unasked for.
All right, what pervert wrote this?
All right. We are living in a complex and have a small garden within for ourselves. There are bushes planted by the complex, but they are not super high, so you can see the neighbors in their own garden and from the shared inner garden space. A neighbor complained to me for sitting in only a shirt, no bra, in our quote-unquote patio/own garden. I am a bit scared that we'll complain on the shared Facebook group of the complex, as that would be humiliating, so I apologized out of shock and went with it. Now I'm thinking I shouldn't have. Like, come on, I could be braless in public, but especially within our own garden. I am planning to keep sitting braless, but would I be the asshole if next time I see him, I would say something? I feel silly getting upset at this. I think what I did is normal, but maybe I shouldn't openly make a debate out of it in the complex? You do whatever the fuck you want, baby.
You're in your first of all, what guy
people for saying that you need a bra?
Yeah. Especially like
if you're not at work
and you're just
not customer facing, you should be able to go braless 24/7.
Yeah. Even then, like, because I get the idea of like free the nipple, right? Like instead of like wearing bras. Because I know bras are just kind of like the shittiest piece of clothing ever designed.
They can be comfortable if they fit.
Okay, that's fair.
The
like,
problem
I know there's
is
designs, that
finding, even the ones that are like wire, as long as they fit. I want to be honest. There are some women that like bras because they are more comfortable.
Yeah.
Than not having bras.
But that's the thing, is that it should be depending on how comfortable you are with it. Yeah.
Yes. I hate people that tell women what to do with their bodies. You should not feel like you have to do something to be able to, especially in your own home. But also, like, if you want to go to the fucking grocery store,
who cares?
No bra, nobody should be looking at you.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, nobody, like, that's the thing that they used to, like when you're self-conscious as like a early 20s, late teens, or even at all in your 30s, you have social anxiety or something.
Yeah.
People will tell you nobody's looking at you. Nobody cares. And then shit like this happens to those people.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck you, man. It's like you can tell that they're self-conscious and you went up to them just to let out some steam. But now they have an enigma of, oh, wait, I've done something that caused a reaction when really I just wanted to be sitting on my porch. And the real victim here is you, because some pervert was staring at you.
That's what I was thinking
on
this
your
whole
patio.
time. Is like, why is this guy?
What's a patio? Your patio.
Why is this guy binocular style, like fucking?
Look at those
what was it? Like the Hitchcock movie, whichever one it is.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like just
rear window.
Rear window. Yeah, just rear windowing your tits. That's weird, I think. I was thinking that the whole
could be the
time.
Title, man. It can't. That's what I'm doing when I'm going birding. I'm rear windowing tits. The birds. The birds that are called tits.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Parentheses, the bird. Yeah.
It's so funny to think of looking through binoculars as rear windowing.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's really good.
Yeah, you going rear windowing later? Nah, man, I'm vertigoing later, man. It's just when you like spin around a little bit.
Oh, there's some spins in my garden.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, if you want to know,
you sound of musicking later. Yeah, that's when you slash vertigoing.
Bro,
I think
the hills are alive
with
the sound of music. You know what I'm fucking saying? I'm escaping from the Nazis later. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh God. No. I was. That's literally the only thing. Is like the only way you know someone's not wearing a bra is if you're actively
staring at their tits.
And it's always, whenever I hear that too, it does give off the vibe of like, do you remember that post where it was the guy like had to shield himself from the wife during a movie when there was like a sex scene?
Yeah.
And like is like, my husband was triggered by this movie.
Sexually triggered.
Yeah. So instead of confronting themselves of like, why am I staring at this woman's chest?
They were
it's
like, how dare
this is against God.
Oppenheimer have a sex scene in it.
Yeah. Like this. Yeah. And you should fix your life to make me not have to think about myself.
Yeah, which is just not the world I think anyone wants to live in other than weirdos that don't have control over their lives.
Yeah.
Hot take, but whatever. I think you should make, this is my advice, straight up, you should make 15 Facebook accounts right now.
Yeah.
And you should, at varied times so that it doesn't look like they're all made at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you should flesh them out with 15 different lives and place them around. You should make dupe accounts of all of your neighbors. And so when the Facebook post happens, which is somebody is sitting braless, I think you should post 15 different times, multiple conversations of all of your neighbors saying, we should kill this guy. This guy's a pervert. I'm going to call the police on you.
You're staring at people's chests all day?
Why are you sexually harassing women? And I think you should cyberbully this guy into either moving out or going into his home forever. And never going outside again. That's what I think you should do.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
That's my advice.
That's your advice,
personally.
Yeah. I think that's good advice.
Because the only thing you've done as a crime is cyberbullying and maybe harassment, which is like what? You get a fucking restraining order, then he can't show up in your house either. So win-win. You know what I mean?
God, I agree with that. There you go. Yeah, solved it, man.
Also, like, how is he going to prove it? Get a VPN, and it'll change your IP address.
Speaking of, this episode's brought to you by.
No, it's not. Go to the library.
Go to the library, yeah. Go to a library, log out and log in multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Get Opera, and then put the VPN on at separate times, and then, you're good. Yeah.
Right. Change it every time you do your... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this one's a two-parter.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna save this one because it's kind of long.
Okay.
But this one I remember and I do want to talk about. Yeah. Okay. Decisions. Am I the asshole for... Am I the asshole for bailing on my best friend's birthday dinner because I got a better invite?
It doesn't sound great off the top.
To start, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
All right.
I, 26 male, have been best friends with Jake, 27 male, since high school. We've always been tight, and I'd say he's one of the most reliable people I know. Me personally, I'm not. Jake's birthday was last weekend, and he planned a low-key dinner at a local restaurant with a few close friends. I RSVP'd yes weeks ago and even helped him pick the spot. He was really excited because he's been going through a rough patch, recent breakup and work stress, and wanted a chill night with his core group. The day before the dinner, I got a last-minute invite to a concert from Sarah, 25 female.
Oh, I did this.
Yeah, you did this, Sarah.
Oh, shit. Me 2 years ago.
Yeah. A coworker I've been crushing on for months. It was a band I've been dying to see, and she had an extra ticket because her friend bailed. She made it clear to just be the two of us, and I saw it as my shot to get closer to her. The concert was the same night as Jake's dinner, and I knew I couldn't do both. I decided to go to the concert and texted Jake a few hours before his dinner saying I was, quote, feeling under the weather and couldn't make it. I didn't mention the concert because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. The concert was awesome, and Sarah and I had a great time. Definitely some sparks there. But the next day, Jake found out through a mutual friend's Instagram story that I was at the concert. He called me out, saying he was really hurt that I lied and ditched his birthday for, quote, some girl. He said it was a small gathering, so my absence was super noticeable, and he felt like I prioritized a potential date over our friendship.
Yes, because you did.
You did.
Yeah.
I apologized and explained that it was a rare opportunity with Sarah and the band, but he's still mad. He said I could have been honest and that bailing last minute made him feel like that doesn't matter to me, especially when he's been down lately. My other friends are split. Some say I'm a jerk for flaking on a best friend's birthday. Others say I'm allowed to pursue a crush and Jake's overreacting. I feel bad, but I also think it's not that big of a deal since it was just a dinner and we can hang out another time. Plus, I don't want to miss my chance with Sarah. Am I the asshole for choosing a concert over Jake's birthday dinner and lying about why?
Yeah, I think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
For sure. I think this is pretty cut and dry. I do think you... Yeah. Like, you're...
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you can be like, I'm not an asshole without invalidating your friend's feelings.
Yes.
Like, he's upset that you missed his birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Because it was a celebration of his birthday. He wanted you there for support.
At the end, you're saying it's like it's just some dinner also.
It's not. It's his birthday dinner.
That you also helped pick the spot for.
Yeah.
So you had to help planning it.
But even if you didn't, still he's allowed to be upset. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, obviously you're an asshole here, and the fact that you're not even like that upset about it is kind of ass. You just sound like a really shitty friend.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like your best friend since high school.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I personally wouldn't treat my best friend this way.
I also think it's interesting in their mind to be like, I can just have dinner with them whenever.
Which I've had this thought before about friends and birthdays and stuff.
Yeah.
But I always communicate with them about it first. And I think this could have avoided the whole thing. You lied because you knew Jake would be mad at you if you didn't go to his birthday dinner.
Yeah.
Because if you had told him beforehand, like, hey, listen, I have this really great opportunity to go see this girl. Is this okay if I miss your birthday? You knew he was probably going to either be like, okay, and then like, not actually.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in our individualized American society, he would have been an asshole to Reddit. Because he entered in the verbal contract of being okay with it, and he should have been up front.
You said it was okay, therefore it was okay.
Therefore, it's okay.
And you also can't change your mind ever.
He needs to communicate, and it's like, no, you need to not be an obvious asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get it. Like sometimes neurodivergencies that can happen.
Also that, yeah.
Yeah, like taking people literally. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think if you know that you're doing a bad thing, which is why you lied.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it's impossible. I think this is also a sign of like just general stupidity of being like, oh yeah, no one else that anyone could know. It's only going to be me, Sarah, and 1,000 strangers that have no connection to this.
Yeah, it always gets back to people
in some way or another. Yeah. So I think it's just like, I don't know, because the reason why I bring up the idea that like you could just have a dinner with him whenever. I know the concert is like a once in a maybe year, every once in a while, you know, and maybe never happen again.
Yeah.
Why isn't it possible to have a coffee date with Sarah if you feel like you've been crushing on her? Right. Because she invited you to the concert as well. So you guys know each other well enough to where even as friends, you can do something together.
True. I wonder if it's like something to do, because he did say that he wanted to see the band, and it's been a while.
I agree with that. That's why I'm saying. Besides that, yeah.
No, I get it. I think he could have just been like, "Hey, I really want to see this band. I'm sorry, it's on the date of your thing. I really wanted to go. Is it okay if I go do this thing?" Which some people don't like because they want to have like I can do anything I want without hurting other people. But no, your actions do have consequences, and they do hurt other people. And there's nothing wrong with being like, "Hey, is it cool if I do this? I feel really bad, but I think I might go do this."
Yeah.
You will have to deal with the consequences of your friend being hurt.
And there's not like it's not like we're saying also there's no way back from it, right?
No.
Like I think you can still work it out, because I think, because also like shit happens in general, you know, that comes up and like, you know, fucks up everyone's plans no matter what. But I think being honest would make you less of an asshole.
Yes.
And even then, like, being honest maybe wouldn't make you that much of an asshole in general.
No, I mean, it's possible he would be like, okay.
Yeah.
He's probably more mad that you lied to him.
Yeah, and it's really shitty, because I think we've joked about it multiple times recently. The idea of, guys, it's okay to ask for forgiveness. Better do that than ask for permission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like, just ask for permission first to do it, and then you'll actually save everyone headaches.
And I think that kind of pride, that to me is a sign of stupidity. The like, I can't ask for permission. I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
You don't have the emotional intelligence to know that not wanting to hurt your friends and asking them if they would be okay with something that you would do because you care about them is enough to save the friendship rather than not save the friendship. To me, it very much comes down to, do you care about this friendship or not? And you are not acting like you do care about this friendship. And instead of going through the hard thing of being like, maybe I don't really care that much. Like, it's a guy I've known since high school. Maybe we've grown apart and I actually don't want to have this level of care in this friendship anymore. I want to like go out and meet new people and do this whole thing. Which is fine.
No, I think it's fine too, yeah.
Instead of doing that, you're just being shitty to your friend and then reacting as if he hurt you because you don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is like, okay, man.
Sure, I guess.
It's not even impressive. It's it's not even impressive anymore. It's so run-of-the-mill. Any moment you try to explain the story to literally everyone who walks planet Earth, they know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they know that you're a dick. It's that cut and dry.
Yeah.
And there's no amount of copium or gymnastics or manipulation that you can do. Because obviously you're not smart enough to do that, A. B, you can't do it to convince people that you're a good guy.
Actually, yeah. I actually told my friend that I was sick, and then he told me to go kill myself, and that's why I didn't feel bad when I decided to still go to the concert.
Wait, you lied? I mean, he shouldn't have told you to kill yourself, but you still lied to him. So what, you knew you were going to a concert, but you pretended that you were sick? I mean, he shouldn't have. Listen, let me be honest.
No, like, listen, everyone can be shitty here. You included.
Yeah,
so,
you're included. You're also shitty. No, wait.
Solved it, man.
It's so open and shut. That's so funny.
Awesome.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, screw the friend a little for being like just some chick. I feel like it's a little sexist, but also like...
I don't think that's sexist. I mean, yeah, it is like they don't know who that is.
Okay, fair, yeah. I
Bros
guess, yeah, you say
before
some
hoes,
dude,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I don't think calling someone a chick is sexist. Maybe it is to her.
Oh, yeah, fair.
But
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe the context, is different, yeah.
She's probably upset that you chose this date over a friendship. That's not good. That's not great.
Doesn't really make you look good, yeah.
No.
Damn.
Doesn't show you have good boundaries.
Super reliable,
Yeah, very reliable.
I think it's also funny to say the friend's reliable and you're the least reliable person in the scenario, yeah. All right.
Okay, let's go. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my boyfriend after he chose our supposed quote-unquote future kids over me?
Okay.
I, 21 female, have been dating my 22 male boyfriend for 4 years now. We have recently started talking about our future together, and the kids issue came up. He has known for a long time now that I've always been iffy about kids. He, on the other hand, insists that he likes kids and would like to have them in the future. This issue has often caused a massive strain on our relationship, but we've chosen to cross that bridge when we get there. So this past Saturday, the issue cropped up and the conversation turned into a sore argument. My boyfriend said that living without kids would make his life pointless, and he feels like he would resent me in the future if I made him do that.
Okay.
I listened to his argument, and it made sense. After all, we're both young and have some more time before we get there. So naturally, I'd assume that maybe I'd change my mind in the future, and we'd be able to have those kids. I shared these sentiments with him, to which I got a positive response. But here's where things got heated. After I told my boyfriend that it would also be kind of unfair to force myself into having kids if I'm not prepared, he suddenly changed the tone and said he would have no choice but to dump me for someone that would give him kids. This came as a surprise because I had assumed that he only wanted kids with me and would also try and view things from my perspective. I felt so bad because I expected the same support I had shown him when he told me he would resent me for not having them. I explained my disappointment, to which he said that he was equally disappointed at me for being selfish. I got mad and broke up with him then. We haven't talked since then, so am I the asshole for leaving?
No. Well, okay, because the flip is what is getting me right now.
Yeah.
Because what is it? I think, first of all, I can understand sometimes the argument from people that like they don't feel like they would have lived a fulfilled life
if they didn't
have kids. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's,
I think first thing off the bat, you're fundamentally incompatible. That was the whole point.
And this relationship should probably end.
Like, he is right that he would resent you if you didn't give him kids. He's telling you that.
But also, you're right that you'd be resentful
if you did have kids and you didn't want them.
Yes.
And it's fucked up for the kids, and that's the reason you should break up.
Yes, yeah.
Now let's get into the reactions to each other about that. Because I think I have, advice for OP, but I also am like, holy shit, you dodged a fucking bullet.
Yeah, because like this guy really just seems like wants a baby making machine for himself, basically.
And that's purely on the word selfish to me. Everything else, I was like, okay, accurate. The anger is strange, but once it gets to you're selfish for not wanting kids, that's rhetoric from people that are like, women need to have kids.
Yeah.
And it's the expectations that get me all the time.
Yeah, because like if that's also what's being put on the table, like the expectation on you is probably going to be you're the one at home, or like you're the
Well, we don't
homemaker.
know
We don't know that for sure.
It
but
could be different. I do think some people have those opinions, but they have a different opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
Who does the work and whatever.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there's stay-at-home dads that think that women need to be birthing the babies. And they'll just do the stay-at-home.
Get the fuck back to work. Yeah.
And then go back to your corporate job.
That's fair. That's fair. No, though. Yeah, like that's... Yeah, the anger is the crazy part. And the
name calling. That's wild. You're not selfish for not wanting kids, just like he's not selfish for only wanting kids.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's wild that he's like turning around and I think Reddit did kind of miss the mark on this where they were like, no, you guys are just incompatible. That's it. Like,
there's more to it.
There's more to it. Like the way that he treats you also would have been bad. Even if you decided that you did want kids and you did align in that way, the
way he's acting right now
in an argument is a red flag.
Yeah, because it seems like because that's also why it feels like the idea of wanting to have kids with literally anyone, it feels more about control in that kind of regard to me.
No, I didn't. That was a criticism of OP that I had.
Really?
Which was like, no, when somebody's telling you they want kids, they mean they want kids in their life.
Okay.
You should not expect that they only want kids with you. You should not assume that of them.
Okay.
Because like you're not really taking his statement of if I don't have kids in my life, I'm not going to feel fulfilled as valid. Because then it's kind of like you're making the decision of whether or not you both are having kids. I think he gets a say on whether or not he wants to have kids.
Okay, now I get what you mean. Yeah.
I don't think he gets to call you selfish for not wanting kids.
Okay, I understand.
You know?
Yeah.
I think if he is unfulfilled in your relationship because he does want kids, I think it's sad because you probably had a lot of love in your relationship, but
this is a deal breaker, like a big like incompatibility. Yeah.
It's not he's not doing something wrong for wanting to go out and find someone
to have kids with. Okay.
Because it takes a lot. It's not just like he's going to find a lady and knock her up. Unless he does that. I don't know. He could do that. But like, I don't know.
You're right. I'm being uncharitable just because of how many of these I've seen. It's just like, yeah.
I get it. Yeah. If he were a rational guy, because we don't know anything about these people.
Yeah.
You know, like if he were a rational guy and he wants to go out and have a relationship where he's in love and he wants to do the whole
settle down, have
thing,
family.
That takes a long time, and to be with somebody that's like not sure about having kids could be a deal breaker for him, and that's fine because he's got to figure out his life. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's valid. It sucks.
No, yeah, it's gonna hurt,
but it's better in the long term that you are with somebody that you align with on such a big decision in your life.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That is wild to call her selfish.
No, that's horrible.
I guess that's why I'm also like this guy giving me red flags, because it seems like she had a reasonable response, and then for him to still like I would even go so far as to say like her response is like it seems reasonable on the surface, but I do think it's the very common like I will spread myself thin for my partner because she's not taking his boundary seriously. She's not taking her own boundary seriously either. I don't know if I want kids. I'm not going to make a decision on that right now. They're both very young, 21 and 22. So she's not taking herself seriously, and she's saying, well, maybe in the future I will, blah, 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 blah. She needs to take what he's saying seriously, and she needs to say to herself, I'm not willing to make that decision right now, and take that seriously as well, rather than clinging to a relationship that isn't going to pan out. Really, like it's telling her don't pan out, and that's a bad habit to have in a relationship too, because it can lead you into like dangerous territory. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Then.
Yeah, and that's something that I think, especially women, we've been taught to just serve.
Yeah, but no, that's
No, you need to stand up for yourself and what you want.
Yeah,
in your life,
and if that means you have to break up.
Yeah.
break up. Yeah.
And find somebody else that just wants the life that you want.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, we don't have kids. We're not married. We've been together 7 years.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Got one more year. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hell yeah, let's go.
One more year? That's it?
That's when it starts crumbling, apparently. Apparently 8 years is
8 years is when it's, they used to say that about year 1, and then it was year 3, and then it was year 5, though. They said if you make it to year 5, then you're...
Some researcher out there is like, how do I
Fuck,
get
they're
out?
not broken up yet.
Fuck.
Now it's going to be year 10, then year 20. You got to make it to year 20. Motherfucker, it'll crumble when it crumbles, dude.
Motherfucking researchers when they only know one Tame Impala song. Keep pushing it back, it'll happen. Solved it?
Solved it.
But yeah, Tame Impala is just one guy. Sorry, continue.
I do think that that's important, though, that you talk about shit like that.
Yeah.
There's different lifestyles out there. It can seem like everybody wants to get married and have kids, but that's not the case. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And also, probably if you do want to get married and have kids, it probably seems like nobody wants to get married and have kids. It's probably grass is greener, dude. But you gotta just believe in your shit.
That's fair. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not helping my roommate get a job at my workplace and then getting her banned from the workplace?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I don't know why. I just am.
Because of the gun under the camera. Just
what the fuck happened?
You better get this one right, Sarah.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
I, 18 female, have been working at a clothing store in the mall for a few months now.
Okay.
It's my first steady job, and it's a perfect fit for me. Great coworkers, a decent manager, and I finally feel like I'm getting my life together after moving out and going to college. I live with my high school friend turned roommate, 18 female. Let's call her Kayla.
No, don't fuck your life up for Kayla, man.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It's your first job.
Yeah. Kayla's been struggling with jobs since we moved in. She's been fired from 3 part-time places in the past few months for being late, slacking off, and calling out last minute.
Sounds like a good person to stick your neck out for.
She constantly borrows money from me and is always short on rent. I've always given her the benefit of the doubt due to her struggles and paid the portion of the rent she owed every time. Last week, she found out my work was hiring and practically begged me to refer her. I told her very politely that I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I said something like, as much as I want to help you, I would like to keep work and personal life separate. She got passive aggressive but dropped it. Or so I thought.
Oh no.
A few days later, I'm on shift when Kayla shows up to my store dressed extremely inappropriately, miniskirt and a showy top.
Oh geez.
And tells my manager that she's there for an interview that I set up for her. My manager looks confused, asks me in front of her if this is true, and I'm standing there like 3 question marks. I say no, I never arranged anything and never referred her. Kayla looks shocked and says she was, quote, told to just come in and introduce herself because that's how they do things here.
Kayla, what do you think is going to happen, Kayla?
She tries to play it off, but my manager isn't buying it. She politely asks her to leave and says that they don't accept walk-ins without appointments or referrals. Kayla storms out and texts me a wall of rage saying I, quote, embarrassed her, humiliated her on purpose, and ruined her chance to finally get her life together. But here's the kicker. A few hours later, security tells us she came back and was caught sneaking into the back area where employees clock in. She said she, quote, forgot her water bottle, even though she never had one. She got escorted out, and my manager had to file a report. Kayla is now banned from the store. Now she's barely speaking to me and has been telling people I sabotaged her future and am, quote, a, quote, toxic fake friend. One of her friends even DM'd me saying I could have at least warned her instead of letting her walk into a trap. So
walk into a trap that she set up herself.
Man, I just want to really step on that rake real quick. I don't know why. It's calling me. So am I the asshole for not helping her get the job?
Tom and Jerry, yes.
So am I the asshole for not helping her get the job and embarrassing
she's
her,
fucking
quote,
crazy
when she showed up anyway?
Dude, she's just, no, she's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
That's some wild behavior.
You need to move out.
Yeah, this is...
You need to cut all ties and leave and let her deal with her own shit. I don't know what's going through her mind.
Yeah. It's just showing up randomly
and making shit up like it's gonna. Did she think she was gonna clock in? That's no, like, what do you mean?
Hasn't signed any paperwork. I already got the Kronos card, guys. Don't worry, I got this.
She doesn't know how any of this works. She's had jobs before, so she had to sign the fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's not how it goes at all. Like, what did she think was gonna happen?
Like, listen, it sucks to like have like struggles and stuff. I obviously understand that, but you also can't just walk into a place and lie to solve your issues of not having a job.
No.
And also potentially fuck over your own roommate that's also helping to pay the rent.
Yes.
You know, like
at
their job.
It's such a deeply stupid thing to do that I can't believe that this happened. Because it only makes sense in computer world. Like, maybe if human goes to computer, they could make the money. When that's not how it fucking works at all. If you've ever had a job. Or this is a 12-year-old thinking, if you show up at work, you're legally required to make V-Bucks.
Every time I go to Walmart and I put the stuff in my own cart, they should pay me the V-Bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, because I do laundry and I fold it, my mommy gives me $1. That must be how big boy jobs work. Like, no.
End of your shift, here's $1.
Like, just make her do Uber Eats or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's at least somewhat accessible. I know it sucks. It's not a great job.
It's not awesome. But like, I don't know. It's definitely the answer isn't go to your roommate's work and fuck up her job. It's like, okay, if it is serious, and I'm going to take this serious, it is like grounds for like stalkery behavior. If it continues.
Yeah.
I think.
Like,
I would be scared.
I would also be scared too. Yeah. I mean, it's good that your manager did stick up for you and like she's banned from the store.
And I think if you have a good manager, they're gonna be like, no.
Yeah, obviously, I don't think you would have done this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like why? I don't know. Sorry, Rosie's meowing,
is screaming.
Holy shit! I know it's not audible at all.
She's going like,
Jesus.
She wants to be in here so she can move my fucking camera. Dude.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's just like I don't understand that logic, man.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I don't think there is logic. I think it's AI.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry.
Me.
I'm sorry.
I got my ass handed to me. My bad. The robots won.
The robots won.
Dun 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 dun. I'm gonna go check on her real quick. Just give her pet.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it. She's gotta learn.
But I want to help her.
I know. She knows. She's got you wrapped around her finger, man.
That's true. Okay.
Am I the jerk for dumping my boyfriend after he expected me to pay for everyone on his birthday?
It's got to be like some wild number.
What do you think the number is?
I'm gonna say at least. I think this is my limit. I guess like $1,500, maybe
$1,500. You would pay $1,500 for like
$1,501? No, thank you.
If I like had like 7 people.
Oh, 7. Okay, if it's 7 people, like 300, something like that. Yeah, just like
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know what an
Okay, the number's 12 people.
Okay, 12 people. Assuming $40 a person, like if you're going out to like a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? That's like 48 plus like 4,800. That's too much.
4,800.
408. So okay, fuck me. Whatever. $480 is what it probably would be.
Okay.
Everyone's spending $400 at the Four Seasons Inn hotel restaurant. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Guys, this man loves me. He was gonna pay $1,500. Is that true, or were you saying $150? And you just accidentally added a 0 on there in your mind?
I think I was maybe adding an extra 0, assuming I had money.
So your limit is $150.
Currently with my money, yeah, probably.
That makes sense. Okay, yes.
Fair. Yeah, 150 right now.
Still, I'm shocked you would pay that much money.
I think I can get I spent like $400 just for myself to have both of us go to Epic Universe. So I mean, that's
kind
fun.
And I spent like $300 on food, so that was a $700.
So yeah.
Yeah.
worth it. But yeah,
Yeah,
no, sorry.
that was
Okay,
worth
sorry.
it. Anyway,
okay, sorry. Stop
whatever.
from the top. Whatever.
Okay, yeah. Am I the jerk for jumping on my boyfriend after he expected me to pay for everyone on his birthday?
It's gotta be a wild amount. Yeah.
So wait, what's your amount?
I'm gonna say in this post maybe like 400.
Okay. My boyfriend planned a birthday dinner for himself at this kind of pricey restaurant. He invited a big group of like 12 people, mostly his friends and cousins. I didn't have a say in the guest list or the place, but I was happy to be there for him. Now, what do you think the number is?
So it's a pricey restaurant, 12 people. That actually might be 1,200, actually.
You think 1,200? Like
I've seen
100 a person?
I'm going off of the like couple fancy restaurants I've delivered for Uber Eats.
True, yeah.
And I know like it could go up to like
It could
60, 70 maybe. So like maybe 1,000, something like that. But
Okay.
I don't know.
I've always... I'm sorry. Jesus
Christ.
I've always had a bit more money than him, and I honestly don't mind covering small things here and there.
That's fair.
I paid for his birthday cake, and I even got him a gift I knew he'd love.
Nice.
I was fully planning to pay for his meal. That felt fair to me. But when the check came out to over $600, which is way too high even for me, he just looked at me and said, "You've got it, right?"
That is $50 a person, actually. Yeah. 12 people, 600, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He just looked at me and said, "You've got it, right?" Like in front of everyone. No warning and no heads up. He didn't ask me, he didn't ask like he just expected it. I was so caught off guard.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Going to a restaurant that...
And you get the bill and it's 600 and everyone is looking at you like, "You've got it, right?" Like that's
Yeah.
a nightmare, I think.
Do you remember that I Think You Should Leave sketch where it's the credit card, the picking, and then the guy's card's picked like, "No, I'm not paying it. I'm not fucking..."
It's such a good reaction to that very common experience.
Yeah. This is why you got to talk about who's paying before you do any of this shit, man.
Yeah, I feel bad for the waiter every time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I quietly told him I wasn't comfortable paying for everyone, and he got super cold and a bit mad. Said I was making a scene, even though I barely said anything.
Oh, because if you're paying 20%, that's like 120 on top of that.
Mhm.
So that's 720 total. Oh my God. Yeah.
Some people at the table looked just as confused as I felt. I paid for his dinner, left money for the cake, and went home. I cried in the Uber because I felt used. He then texted me saying I embarrassed him, and I told him it wasn't okay to put me in that position without even asking. I broke up with him the next day. Now some of his friends are messaging me, calling me selfish. I feel awful, but I also feel like I was treated like a walking wallet. Am I the jerk for breaking up with him?
No.
No.
Yeah, he's using you
For
money.
And I get it's his birthday, but you don't...
There is a limit, I think. But because like when we talk about like the idea of like if you have your birthday, you should be able to do a lot for yourself. You shouldn't do it at the expense of others. Much like in general, like if you're doing something and it's not hurting someone else, I don't really care if you're doing it.
Maybe this is, once again, maybe this is the abuse. But like...
Maybe this is the abuse might be the title of this episode
Maybe this is the abuse. And tell me if this is the abuse or if it's normal person stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get older, there's a moment where you have to accept it's your birthday now. It's nobody's, like, you can't expect people to show up for you.
No, that's fair.
It's awesome if they do.
Yeah.
But if you have to go through like a shitty birthday experience when you're an adult where you expect other people to show up and then they don't, and then you get over it and you realize the only person that's going to like make your birthday a good time for sure is yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, you know what? I'm going to take the time off.
Yeah, and I think you should care for yourself. That's like a day for sure that you should have for yourself to take care of yourself. Yeah.
And I also understand the feeling of like, well, no, I want my friends to be there for me. Just like, you know, in the previous post where the guy wasn't there at his birthday. You have to show up for yourself by being like, hey, it hurt my feelings that you weren't at my birthday. Don't denigrate yourself because I know everybody wants to say that having feelings is like childlike or something. And so like tell yourself like, no, it's okay to be upset if your friends aren't there for your birthday.
Yeah.
You know, but you set that expectation either before or after you've processed your feelings, and you go to that person and you say, hey, next year, that's what I want for my birthday. Is that, you know, that's what I want. That would make me feel good. And then, you know, you deal with whatever your friend says to you. Like, that's selfish. It's your birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's...
But if somebody can't do something for you, I think you shouldn't be mad at them for not being able to pay.
Not only that, too, you can't be surprised if you pull it out of nowhere and then be surprised
in front of a group and then saying they humiliated you.
Like,
no,
yeah,
you humiliated them.
Yeah. Because, fucking you're the one that decided
to drop it in front of people and act and cause a scene.
Yeah.
Functionally.
That's not okay, man.
No, I don't think so. Like, I do think there's limits with birthdays, especially as an adult, you know?
Again, I guess my philosophy is don't hurt other people if they show up for you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I guess maybe that's my boundaries, though. But that's the thing. Is that the abuse of parentification? Like, is that just a sad thing that I've accepted?
I don't know. That's
earlier on in my life.
I think that's between you and your God, Sarah. I think.
Like, what do other 27-year-olds, like, are other 27-year-olds getting upset that their mommy doesn't get them a present or something? Like, I don't know. Is that okay to do?
Yeah.
Because personally, I'm out here like, I want a cake. I'm going to buy myself a cake.
No, I think that's fair. Yeah, have a fucking cake, dude.
Fucking it.
I think that's fair too. Like, if you have a partner or something, expect like a cake. I think that's I think that's fair. Like something small like that, if you're able to do it, of course. But yeah. That's just so. God, fuck this guy, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because also, you're so right about like it's making the waiter's life worse. Also.
Yeah. Well, I always think during this time the waiter's just standing there,
like.
And I know people treat waiters in this situation like, well, they're getting a huge tip so they can deal with standing there. Fuck off.
No. Just because you're paying.
There's not enough money for me to deal with you awkwardly yelling at everybody.
Tangent. That's also why I hate people that are like, yeah, I'm just going to throw trash on the floor because the janitors are going to pick it up.
No, dude.
Or people that don't put the shopping cart away.
Or don't clean up the
table a little, even a little bit.
Yeah. I know sometimes it's counterproductive, but if you know how to do it, you should do it. Yeah.
Like if you know how to like stack plates on top of each other, I think it's a fair way to do it at restaurants to make it easier on whoever's there. But that's crazy, man. That's No, I think you're well within your rights. And it's good that you broke up
with someone for any reason.
Yeah. And I think this was a very good reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't feel bad.
Yeah. Solved it.
Also, your texts are they're not his friends, actually. That's him with their he's in their phone.
He made the 15 Facebook accounts.
Yeah. he's hacked into all their phones and he's messaging you that you're selfish.
Yeah.
So that you feel bad.
So fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Final story. This is a two-parter because there's an update. That's a nice update, actually. So, it's like something good happened for once in this world.
This is the last story, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Woo!
All right. Okay. Final story.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not sharing the quote good tea with a friend?
Ooh.
My friend was over visiting. I offered tea. She said yes.
Okay.
End of story. Now, she's not much of a tea drinker. She normally drinks cheap herbal teas, which are not actually tea anyway, and isn't picky. I, on the other hand, have a cabinet full of teas of various types imported from around the world.
Ooh.
I offered her a decent selection, a nice oolong, a nice white tea, a high-quality herbal, a good flavored black. She pointed at something else in the cabinet and went, "What about this one?" I hesitated, then said it was a pretty expensive pu'er, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Oh, yes.
I hesitated, then said it was a pretty expensive pu'er that I had imported, and she probably wouldn't like it anyway. She said I'm being stingy and could let her taste for herself.
We've had pu'er before.
Oh, yeah?
It's the one where it's the little puck, and I put it in, and it was dried, and then I don't know if you know that one, but we've had it before, and it is a little bit of an acquired taste.
Yeah, that's said next. But pu'er is a polarizing tea anyway, and this stuff is not cheap at all.
No.
And it would be difficult for me to get more of this brand.
Yeah.
I know I can make multiple cups from it, but I hadn't been planning on doing a pu'er week right now, and really didn't want to, quote, waste it on someone who probably wouldn't like it anyway. She doesn't even like strong black tea.
Right.
For those not in the know, my family has compared the smell of pu'er to, quote, fish and, quote, dirty socks.
Yeah, it smells like dirt.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but I understand it's not everyone's thing.
Yeah.
Now she's being passive-aggressive at me. Am I the asshole?
I love pu'er tea. I think it's great. It has fixed my digestion before. I found it from a meme of some guy that was like, He was like, feel greasy after eating Chinese food, drink pu'er tea.
Oh yeah.
Feel a little bit sad, drink pu'er tea. Feel tell your dad that you got a job, drink pu'er tea.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was like, oh shit, it can help you with feeling like the food is too heavy.
Oh yeah.
After Chinese food, because I had that issue for a bit, and I was like, oh, let me try it to see if it works. And I was like drinking it after every damn meal. It was epic, and I liked the flavor because I like a black tea.
Yeah,
a lot. But it is. I think I gave you some, and you were like, "No."
Okay, that probably makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. There's an update.
Okay.
So I was judged not the asshole on the post, which I also agree with.
Yeah.
But there was definitely a lot of very lively discussion about tea snobs, and inappropriate nosing in cabinets. I very much appreciated all the comments. As it happened, about a week after the post, our friend group WhatsApp started talking about, you guessed it, tea. Specifically, someone went, "What do you mean different types of tea? Like verbena?"
Verbena?
Verbena?
Verbena? I don't know what that is.
Like brand name, I'm assuming?
I think it is a brand name, yeah.
And another friend, not even me, went off about how that's not real tea. Look, my friends and I agree on the important things in life. Also, I'm waiting for people to wonder why the fuck we keep talking about tea on our WhatsApp group. It doesn't actually happen that often, I swear. Anyway, I jumped in and said, how about we have a tea party? And I will let y'all try the fancy stuff.
That's nice.
So we did. About 10 friends came, including the original friend who was cruelly denied the good pu'er.
Yeah.
We had tried 8 different types of tea, including some variants of the same type, so they could compare the flavors, e.g. 2 oolongs, 2 English breakfasts. The biggest hit was the chai, lol.
Nice.
Afterwards, some people asked where they could order some of the teas for themselves.
Cool.
And as for the friend from the first post, she tried the coveted pu'er and...
she didn't like it.
Did not like it, lol. Yeah. Although, her heart opened up to genmaicha.
Can I see? Genmaicha? Genmaicha? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know this one either. Yeah.
I don't know either.
Genmaicha.
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 Genmaicha. There we go.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know why this is a 1 minute long video, but yeah. All right. Heart opened up to genmaicha. One of my other friends did enjoy the pu'er, though.
Nice.
Everyone had a good time and agreed that we should totally do it again. I am now sitting here and sipping my 3rd steep of the leaves with great satisfaction.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hell
That's a nice,
That's a nice ending.
Yeah.
But I do get OP's hesitance.
In the first place, yeah.
Because pu'er, it's usually the ones that we have, it's a really cheap Amazon version. But
I'm assuming the good shit's like...
it's like dried leaves that are condensed into a puck that have different flavors per each puck. Like I have like a variety pack, and they come in little foil, and they have different colors on them. Yeah. And what you're supposed to do with pu'er is that you have multiple, like a lot of cups from one puck. But you're adding moisture to leaves and then like leaving it out. So you have to do it in a set amount of time. You can't leave it out for like a month, or else it'll get mold.
Oh, I get you.
But I know there are ways to keep pu'er in a way that I'm not good at it. I'm not good at doing that, and it's difficult to do.
Yeah.
So I usually only do it like 2 or 3 times after I throw it out. So I waste a lot of my pu'er, which is why I don't drink it that often anymore.
Fair, yeah.
Especially after getting into poppies, where that's kind of fixed my digestive issues.
Fair.
Just probiotics and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like it. I think it's good. I really enjoy it by itself. It reminds me of I went to like a Chinese buffet when I was a kid, and their hot tea, which was probably some form of oolong that they had, like it's probably like a brand name oolong that I don't know about, but it was a flavor that I have not had since then until I drank this specific type of like a fruity pu'er tea. And I know they probably used oolong because they're not brewing pu'er and bringing it out to the white people at the Chinese buffet. But I don't know. It makes me feel like that. It makes me feel like childhood and stuff. And so, I do like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought they were going to be like shitty about Yorkshire tea. I didn't think we were going to go this deep into tea. Wow. But
Yeah,
even
putting you
then,
on the
there's
spot,
more
yeah.
teas that I even know. Like, it's
Yeah.
just like, I will say they are a tea snob, but they're a tea snob. They're not a gatekeeper. You know,
No, I think that's fair. Yeah, and I think that's if you're gonna be a snob, you shouldn't be a gatekeeper. And I think it's good that you had a tea party, like a literal tea party, to like have everyone come because A, it's a good social event. B, you get to actually make the tea for the person in a social setting where it makes sense to do it. Because I think if you like, I guess my closest like similarity thing, I guess, is like comparison would be coffee. Like if I have good coffee, I don't want you touching that shit. I like, you know, like.
It's made to be enjoyed, but it's to me it's like wine. Like you don't want to take the big special expensive wine off the rack and open it because now it's opened and you're gonna have to drink it.
Yeah, like you want to save it for like special occasion or like when the mood's like actually right for it. Yeah,
but then there are some people that just leave their expensive wines up and they never drink them, which is like okay.
Well, it's because it's an investment, Sarah. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Do you know there's I guess it's a side tangent, whatever. Do you know, because I've looked into this personally when I was like trying to get into investing, and then I realized I couldn't invest any money because I'm poor.
Real.
They're in the same way that like there's ETFs, which is like stocks that like are just a bunch of smaller portions of a stock.
Yeah.
You can crowd invest wine bottles. And hope that they get more expensive over time.
If we ever get a mansion, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Shit. That sounds really fun to me. It's like,
so like what it is like it's like you go on the website, you give them money, they buy wine bottles and store it, and then they sell it, I guess, at a profit. Because apparently it's supposed to beat the stock market, which is what every investing thing says it does. But,
right. But you're still playing the stock market.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Commodities, at least, yeah. But yeah, no, sorry, just a thought.
I am so collector pilled, man.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't be doing the collecting though. That's the only thing.
I know, which actually makes me not want to do it because I want to do the collecting part.
Dude.
Maybe I'd do it just to learn, because that's the whole point of collecting. That like I've thought about collecting stamps. That's how boring I am.
That's fair. Now I get it, man.
Yeah, just for fun, or like coins. You ever get into coins, bro?
A little bit. I think my dad got into coins for a little bit and
That's
was
fun.
like the get 1 quarter from every state. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've
Those
seen
little
those.
books. I had that when I was a kid.
But
I had, my dad would give me Sacagawea dollar coins every year on my birthday.
Oh yeah.
And it would be the number of year I was. So like I'd be 12, he'd give me $12 in Sacagawea coins. And I would have those and put them in my dollar coin collection. Like I never spent them or anything.
No, I get you.
Because who the fuck? Rocking up to the ice cream parlor.
Yeah, can you give me some ice cream?
Here's a fucking coin with Sacagawea on it.
That you've never seen before.
You've never fucking seen before.
You might as well see these like Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
My
like
dad, my dad's going to the bank like, can I get some Sacagawea coins? And they're like, you're the only guy that does this.
Do we even have those?
What the fuck are those?
Do we have to call the reserve real quick?
Yeah, we have to order your Sacagawea coins. My dad's like, can you just ship them to my daughter? What the fuck is happening?
What are you talking about? In an envelope? Like, what do you mean?
Yes, they would come in an envelope, though. Like a literal envelope. It would come in like loosely in an envelope with a letter. Like my dad was doing like the fucking like snail mail. Like he was like he dropped a bunch of coins in an envelope and a letter that he hand wrote and then he gave to a horse that galloped over to my house.
Telegram for
Sarah.
Awesome.
It was awesome, yeah.
Yeah, but okay, sorry. But yeah, no, with tea, I think it's okay to be a little bit snobbish. Especially, if you want to save your
especially if there's a function, you know? Like pu'er specifically is like you to get the most uses out of it efficiently.
Yeah, and you don't want to, if you're spending money on something, you don't just want to waste it. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Solved it. That's our show, dude.
That's an easy one, man.
Yeah, that's nice and simple. Yeah, it had a good ending, and I think that's a good way to end the show. With happiness.
Yeah.
I don't know how to end this. Sarah, what do you want to plug?
Follow my Tumblr. That's so here in THATSOHEERON.tumblr.com. That's THATSOHEERON. And I'll have a post on there about Stonewall and Pride and from the newspaper segment with newspaper articles as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm Joshua Chinlund, JOSHUACHINLUND. On most things, including Blue Sky, not on there.
No,
I think also on Instagram. Yeah, probably. A guy nicknamed JC, AGUINICKNAMEDJC on Twitch. Use that Prime sub. I'm getting in the habit of subbing out also because someone said that helps them out, and I feel bad that I haven't been doing it this whole time.
I started doing it because someone didn't realize what I was saying.
That's fair.
And then we started getting comments where they're like, "I'm blind," and that helps me a lot. And I was like, "Oh,
that's
okay,
okay. Yeah, I should. Yeah,
yeah."
But yeah, those are my handles. I stream on Twitch Tuesday and Fridays at 5 and end at 8. Although I didn't stream this week on Tuesday because we're recording it and the stream's technically supposed to start right now. It just turned 5.
Let's go.
But yeah, a podcast will save this on Instagram, APWSTR on TikTok. Our link tree is also down in the description. It is also APWSTR. Or actually, no, it's a podcast will save this as well.
Yep.
And then there's also TikTok, APWSTR, APWSTR Productions on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the fucking damn bell.
Oh my god.
Do it.
Whoa.
Watch my content.
There's also mutual aid down below, and that's of course Paladine Congo Sudan, LA protests, LA fires, still Hurricane Helene as well. Those are all in the description down below. We have somebody that put in a charity link in our Discord.
Oh, okay. Cool.
For the LA protests. Cool. Stand in solidarity with them. Our struggles are all intertwined as well.
Yeah.
So be sure to still try and help out Palestine. They are still hurting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck ICE. Abolish ICE. I hate those bastards.
Fair. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We're also APWSTR on Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon if you want to help the podcast financially. And I think that's pretty much about everything. And everything's in the link tree. Y'all know what's up.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, please. Yeah, have a good one. Take it easy.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feeling good. I'm happy.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Fucking, I think I'm happy that I was still able to perform today because performing is my drug, you know?
Your love is my drug.
All right, Kesha. Fuck. I am happy that Kesha did have a revival recently. I feel like,
great.
Yeah, she deserves it, man.
She's a talent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Outro.
Oh, I thought that was the outro.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Fuck this shit. Whatever.
Fuck this shit.
I gotta edit this into fucking how many hours that I got until this goes out? 14? 16, sorry. But yeah. I can't do fucking math today, man. I said 1,500.
Right. You did say 1,500.
Oopsies.
Oopsie poopsies. It's okay. You could cut it out.
Yay.
Yay.